right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 14 of the Kickout Crew. Amazing feedback from our women's series, our deep dive into that. Want to thank Brandy, want to thank Amy, and definitely want to thank Lindsay also for all of them joining in. It was good to have special guests on there, and it's good to have everybody here with us today. You know, full crew, Kickout Crew. As always, you can follow us on Twitter. You can watch video versions on our YouTube channel, and you can listen at all podcasting platforms. But, you know, that's enough about that bullshit. Today, we're, going to talk about some SummerSlam matches. So I'm just going to kick it on over to Brad.
Hey, everybody. As you saw on, if you were watching on Twitter, I just got back from vacation in beautiful Ohio. That's where everybody wants to go for a vacation. Something weird happened. Something weird happened when I was in the water. So this, the title of this little story is going to be called Unreasonable Requests. So we're in the Lake Erie. My dad, my sister, me, my wife. We're just kind of floating around talking, taking a leak, you know, because you don't actually go to the bathroom. You actually pee in the lake there. And there's this guy out there on a kayak. That happens a lot. There's jet skis, there's kayaks. And he looks at us and he goes, "Hey, can I ask you guys a favor?" All right. He goes, "I'm going to do 3 rotations. 1, 2, 3. If I get stuck on that third one, will you guys push me up?" Said, yeah, sure. Now we're about 15 to 20 feet from the guy, kind of half paying attention. And so then he does it. 1, 2, and he is really head first in the water. Now, like I said, we are 15 to 20 feet from the guys. Now, that doesn't sound like much, does it? But in the water, it's like running on the moon. We're slow motion. We're like, no! Trying to get this guy. We're going nowhere. He's still there. Finally, he releases himself from, which I guess he could do the whole time. I don't know what we were needed for. And he pops up. He goes, "I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine." And then I just said, "That's it, pal. No, we are not part of whatever this is you're doing. Okay, find some new friends that are closer. Where's your family? Where are your friends? We're here drinking in the water. We don't need this kind of stress in our life." Head first into the ground. Felt like a million miles away. So anyway, the trip was great. We had a great time. Just an uneasy moment for all of us. And the guy's fine. I don't even know what this contest is that he's doing with the underwater thing. I guess he's just training. Yeah, no thank you. Unreasonable request.
So you stayed sober the whole time?
What's that?
You stayed sober the whole time? Is that what you were talking about?
Yeah, right. That's the thing, yeah. Day drinking, getting too old for the day drinking, but we still made it through. We powered through.
Atta boy.
And here we are again. Have a Corona in hand, all right? It's leftover.
Oh, jeez. Great story.
So fun vacation thing. You just almost let a guy drown.
Yeah, well, he let himself almost drown. Yeah, but fun vacation. We do it every year. It's a good time. And I can't wait to go back to work tomorrow. Hell yeah. Woohoo!
How was your trip, Adam? Moving Frank.
Oh, that was interesting. I ended up doing. He drove the first 8 hours or so, then I drove the next 7, 8 hours, and he drove an hour, then I drove another 3 or 4 hours. It's a straight through shot. We got to New Orleans about 24 hours after we left, so it was interesting. And he actually just left. What time is it? Okay, so he left a little bit this morning. So I mean, he's actually already been back. So it's good to have him close by because he's out there by himself. But I look forward to seeing Frank a whole lot more. We're going to record here later on. So I got a busy day.
Nice.
Got to see WWE headquarters. That was awesome.
Is it big? Is it big?
That's what she said.
Yep.
The headquarters is pretty big too. I was gonna leave that alone, but no, it was great. I enjoyed it. I met his family. His family is the greatest, and actually, his dad is one of the ones that sent me one of the jokes for the week. So I'll get to that later. But y'all go ahead. But it was great. I appreciate you asking.
I dig it. Well, good stuff, Brad. Welcome back from vacation. Looked like you and the family had fun, drank the whole time, That's what.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh man, good stuff. Well, hey, up next, we'll go to Mike. Mike, what you got going on?
Doing good. How you guys doing? So,
Amazing.
Good,
I
Mike.
didn't go on no Yeah, I didn't do no vacation. I didn't do no 24-hour drive. I just got up and went to work. Lived the perfect life. So, but I do have, since we're doing SummerSlam, I got a couple of SummerSlam facts that I seen. One of them is Hulk Hogan is undefeated at SummerSlam with 6 wins. I didn't know that. Edge.
You're losing. You hear him?
What?
It's like a kung fu movie.
Yeah. Mike, we can't hear you, man.
I don't think you can hear us either.
Every
Thank you.
show, somebody has to have this. It's our trademark.
We can't hear you, Mike.
Oh, I'm back. My bad. Cut, restart.
Now we got the Hulk Hogan undefeated, and then after
Okay.
that, Hulk Hogan remains undefeated. I guess he cut off your mic.
Well, my bad. I don't know what the fuck's up. Also, I got Edge has the most wins at SummerSlam with 12 out of 14.
Damn.
Brock Lesnar has 9 main events, and he did 6 of them back to back from 2014 to 2019. And then, well, I guess now it'll be 10 because he's doing one this week. Big Show's first SummerSlam event was back in 2006. You remember when he debuted?
01 or 99 or something.
99.
Damn.
So it took him that long to even be on the card for SummerSlam. Speaking of undefeated, one that is never defeated anybody at SummerSlam is Booker T. He is 0-5 at SummerSlam. Let's see what else I got here. The Staples Center in Los Angeles hosted SummerSlam from 2009 to 2014, back to back. And then going back to Hogan, his last WWE match was in 05 against HBK himself.
Big.
What a match.
Wow. SummerSlam's got a lot of history to it.
It does.
I think they did. I think they did like 4 in a row at Barclays too. I think.
We know
I think
one
so.
was
Well,
that-
they said they were trying to make Staples Center the home of SummerSlam. And then it just didn't work.
So what made him stop trying? Like they said, we don't want to now. Like all right,
I
we
think they
tried,
wanted-
but we failed. They just
Pretty
like, how does
much.
that work?
They were wanting to travel more, I think. I think they were wanting like SummerSlam on that side of the coast, WrestleMania on this side, and then they just decided to run it all up.
Yeah, yeah. I kind of always felt like it was definitely a Western thing. It seemed like that was the home, and then one day, yeah, we're gonna have it at the Barclays Center. Okay.
Right. What's happening in New York?
Yeah. So
Well, last year we brought it back to the West Coast in Vegas.
Yeah.
definitely.
Great show.
Great.
So
shit.
what's-
Couple of fun facts.
Yeah, a lot of good fun facts there. SummerSlam is I think SummerSlam ranks as the 3rd best pay-per-view out of the big 4. I'd go with WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, SummerSlam, and then Survivor Series. What do you guys think?
Well, funny thing you say that, Coach, because a question did come in on that from Mr. Michael McClanahan, and he wanted to know where it ranked as far as what we thought the SummerSlam ranked. So, where do you think SummerSlam should rank in terms of its status as the Big 4 pay-per-view? Many would consider it second only to WrestleMania. What are your thoughts, Coach? Well done. So, I would also say right now, at this very moment, I feel SummerSlam is number 2. But if you're going to ask me in January, I'm going to tell you that the Royal Rumble is number 2.
Yeah.
And that's just, I mean, when I'm thinking about the Royal Rumble, and the Royal Rumble is actually on, I'm going to say I'm more excited for that than anything that year, because it's the unknown of who's going to win, and then what this leads to with WrestleMania. So overall, I'm excited for as we record this, it'll be in 2 days, or as it airs, it'll be 2 days. I'm really excited for SummerSlam right now, but man, I'm back and forth with who's number 2 and number 3. But really, what's the question is, what's number 4? Is it Money in the Bank? Is it Survivor Series? I don't know.
That's true. Money in the Bank has been, coming around here lately.
I couldn't
Because
feel
Survivor Series is trash. It's just straight up trash.
That's
There's
turned
no-
into trash. Yeah.
Not the old days Survivor Series.
Oh,
when
no,
we
no,
had
no,
5-man
definitely
teams.
not.
That was the bomb.
How they
Yeah,
draft
dude, so-
rosters a month before and then have to fight for their brand the next month.
Right.
Like, it's not even believable anymore.
I don't know. What do y'all think about Elimination Chamber? Is it one of the top 4?
True.
Yeah, that's a good one. That is a good one.
No.
Because there's stakes.
no.
There's
You don't
stakes.
like it better than Survivor Series?
Oh,
I do.
Survivor Series, it's just a bad concept. Yeah, it doesn't mean anything. The matches don't mean anything.
Yeah.
How about they bring back Evolution, the girls pay-per-view? They only had that once. I think once Triple H brings back Sasha, I think they should do that again.
once Triple H brings back Sasha? Is that a teaser?
I just think that that's going to happen, and they're gonna push her to the moon. Her and Bailey again when Bailey comes back.
Yeah, where the hell is she at?
I think you'll see her in 2 days.
Why do you know so much?
I don't know.
I like that. I think you'll see her in 2 days. I think she'll be the reason why Liv Morgan wins.
Mm-hmm.
We could go into that a little bit. Vince McMahon just announced his retirement.
He did?
77 years of age.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Oh
hadn't
my
heard.
gosh. Breaking news on the Kickout Crew.
All
Damn,
right,
Becky.
so we all saw. Well, what do we think, guys? Is he gone for good?
I think he
Yeah.
has to be.
Yeah. Maybe not good, but for a
I
while.
don't think it was the way he wanted to go out, but I think he has to now.
Devin, were you going to expand on that a little bit?
Well, I seen that Triple H was brought back into power as well. And Stephanie McMahon is now the CEO, co-CEO
Co-CEO.
with Nick Khan.
Done.
At least allegedly, at least when Vince broke a girl's heart, he paid her off. When Sammy Guevara breaks a girl's heart, he just kicks her to the curb.
Boom.
Gets another one.
I do think 2 CEOs is a bad idea. It's kind of like that old saying about quarterbacks. Like, if you have 2 quarterbacks, you have no quarterbacks. Shout out to the 49ers there, Devin. But yeah,
I don't see a
co-CEOs
problem.
is not good.
I'm not going to pretend like I know the inner workings of the WWE, but this Nick Khan, it worries me a lot. And the reason for that is that we've talked about it on this show already. There are people in current storylines the week before that it's a storyline that's been going on for weeks and it's building to something, and then they're gone, and not for any other reason other than we don't know why. Like, we obviously know why that I guess an NXT star that we all know, Cole Carter, was let go. They said it was for he failed the drug test. At least we know. But for the most part, it's just someone in a storyline is just being cut. That worries me about this Nick Khan, that he's not even paying attention to what's on the show. But again, I obviously don't know the inner workings of the WWE, but I feel like he's not watching. So I would really like to just see Triple H in charge and be done.
It's
least
kind
we
of like
were
with
happy.
that Parker Bardo guy. They were going to bring him up to with Edge and everybody, and the next thing they know, he's fired. He was let go.
Mhm.
Yeah. What about Dexter Loomis? He got married like 3 weeks before on the show. And then they show like her like all sad in the locker room because he was cut. Weird. That's weird shit.
And they also dropped Max Dupree from that male modeling after 2 weeks.
Is that done?
Yeah, it's a big
Done.
scene
They got a
between them.
girl. Yeah, they got a girl, took it over.
He's had 3 names on that show already. That concerns me.
Smash
it does.
Dupree, or however he says it.
It was awful. Why they already changed it once? They changed it again. Yeah,
Terrible.
Terrible.
we can go down this rabbit hole forever.
Oh yeah, I definitely can.
But why don't we go ahead and go into that anyway? Because we were going to talk about all of our favorite SummerSlam moments, and it actually came as a question from us from Frank Bruno. What is our favorite SummerSlam moment? Is everybody cool? Ready to go?
Yeah.
All right. I think I know Devin's, but go ahead, Devin.
Actually, well, I kind of have 2. There's the second one that we're covering today in 2018. It was the first one that I was at. But my favorite SummerSlam growing up was 2002 Shawn Michaels versus HBK, Brock Lesnar versus The Rock. I loved that SummerSlam growing up.
Nice. Coach, what about you? You're probably going to go old school on us, right?
Well, I'm going to give you two, one from the old days and one from the new days. I'll start with the new days first. My son and I went to the Royal Rumble last year at the Raiders Stadium, Allegiant Stadium in Vegas, and to see John Cena and Roman Reigns, I know that's kind of a cheesy match, but to see that with your son, it was awesome to hear John Cena's music one more time, and Roman Reigns. That was a great match. But from my childhood, I'm going to go back to the original. 14-year-old Josh, when he saw the Ultimate Warrior destroy the Honky Tonk Man in like a minute or two and win the Intercontinental Championship in 1988, boy, I popped for that. I'm not a big Warrior fan now, but back in the day, he was second best to Ric Flair.
You know, we were all Warrior fans. Well, I don't know about you, Devin. Hold on your rope, buddy. All right, hold on your rope, Devin. You know, at the time, I thought he was about the coolest thing in the world. Just the way he came out with so much intensity. I wasn't as concerned with the wrestling. I wasn't at the time. I was just a little kid. But now looking back, yeah, you know, we feel differently about what we liked maybe as a kid. But I get it. I totally get it. What about you, Mike?
Well, I had same thing as Devin, the Triple H versus Shawn Michaels match at 02. And also another one, I think it was, might have been 02, 03, when Shane fell off the Titantron. He was going against Steve Blackman. And he did, was it 50, 60 feet fall? That was another good moment that I always remember. Another one too, there was, which one was it? It was in 03, we had Eddie Guerrero versus Chris Benoit versus Rhino versus Tajiri in a 4-way U.S. title match. I seen that. I was looking up some other stuff and stopped on that match and watched it, and I thought that was a pretty good one.
Nice.
Who won that match?
Eddie Guerrero.
Good.
Eddie. All right, Bama.
Okay, I like all of SummerSlam 2002 because of Kurt Angle, Rey Mysterio, Triple H, Shawn Michaels, Edge versus Eddie Guerrero, and Rock versus Brock.
Nice. Hey, James, do you have any opinions on SummerSlam?
Let's see. Fucking SummerSlam, huh? I like when I don't really know like a whole one that I can just be like, oh, I love this here or anything like that. I do like when Roman finally beat Brock for the title, I guess a couple reigns ago, when they lost at WrestleMania, and then after that was when Lesnar threw the belt at Vince after it. Well, that following SummerSlam was when he finally beat him, and it was actually a pretty decent match. But the crowd like heavily shit all over it because we all knew the outcome. But like SummerSlam is also the home to Undertaker versus Underfaker, so always got to remember that.
I do.
Yeah,
that was 1994, and I looked at, just for research, that was voted the worst match in SummerSlam history. Right here, I was just looking it up to see what the worst one was. 1994 worst match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then you also have like Bret Hart and the Bulldog, So
it's funny, James, though. It's funny you say that, like the Undertaker. As much as shit as that was, it's stuff you remember. It's like infamous. It's not famous, it's infamous. There's just bad things in wrestling that you remember. Is it bad if you remember it for 20 years?
Well, we remember it because it was bad, though.
Yeah. But we laugh at it, and it's fun.
I'm looking forward. I know Adam will be there as well on Saturday when we hear Bret Hart's take on what that match was like in Wembley Stadium. They got a panel where he talks about his match with the Bulldog on Saturday night at StarCast.
Lucky dogs.
Dude, have you saw the updated StarCast list of people?
It's amazing.
I looked at it last night, and it's freaking insane. All the people's going to be there.
It's going to be great.
Well, let's talk about
2 days to get your tickets. 2 days, guys. Jump on out there, get to Nashville. Plenty of red-eye tickets, buses. Get out to StarCast. It's a once-in-a-lifetime event. You're never going to see a 3-day event like you're going to see this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
So my SummerSlam moment, it actually starts July 15th, 2013, which wasn't SummerSlam. It was when John Cena announced who his opponent was going to be at SummerSlam. So he brings out the entire roster and he goes into the ring and he starts talking to everyone. Should it be Heath Ledger? You know, Heath Ledger. Ledger.
Heath Slater. Heath
Heath
Slater.
Slater. What an asshole I am, huh?
Yeah, Heath Ledger's
Think
dead.
Yeah.
He's Batman or
Didn't
something?
mean
What
for it
the
to
hell?
happen, right? Yeah, I mean, what a joker I am, huh?
Dead on that. Waka waka waka.
And so then he was talking to Alberto Del Rio, but through the whole thing, everybody's just chanting one thing: yes, yes, yes. Daniel Bryan was so over in July of 2013. He was like we talked about how he was willed into the main event picture, and that it just proves it right there. He was just coming off of him and Kane as Team Hell No, and the cheers that he got. So when John Cena announced that it was going to be Daniel Bryan, the place erupts. And then Daniel Bryan, who's about, I don't know, 4 foot, 5 foot tall, comes out from behind everybody else and he's just going, yes, yes, up. And people are just going crazy. However, we get to the match at SummerSlam. And yes, he does win in the middle of the ring with the running knee. But I didn't even know that move did not, like, that was not his move coming into that match from what I saw. He was more of a submission specialist, but I guess maybe John Cena was not going to submit to him. So anyway, the running knee, and then there was a congratulations. Now, the special guest referee at the time, Triple H. Triple H pulled, like, he was really excited for him. He really believed in it. Then he turns on him. And then the Vipers music hits, cashes in the Money in the Bank, and takes that moment away from Daniel Bryan. There was just so much good storytelling. Even though I was upset at the end, it just led to even a greater charge towards his championship at WrestleMania. But definitely a moment to remember. So he got his flowers. I mean, he got the shake in the middle of the ring with John Cena, but a couple minutes later it was over. But something to remember for sure.
Part of the bill.
I was pissed. I was legitimately pissed. They worked me on that match, and I was pleasantly worked.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the emotions.
Yeah, that's when I enjoy wrestling the most is when we get caught.
Yep.
As our friend Matt Hardy will say, let it all play out, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think we did what we needed to do there. James, you got anything for us?
Are we ready to slam on in? That's what I tell the ladies. You know what I'm saying?
I thought they meant taking a dump. You tell the ladies you gotta go take a dump,
No,
Yeah.
take a slam.
no, slam it in.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Yeah, slam it
Slim
in.
Jim.
Shit, overweight
Just
Nate.
tap it in.
Shout out. I need to dye my hair blonde.
Hey,
But,
but James, congratulations on your 4 or 5 hours of thinking about getting on a diet before you ordered that pizza, like you said on Facebook the other day. Congratulations on starting it.
Stuffed crust. It's good, man. See, here's the thing. Like, as a kid growing up, we never got like pizza and stuff. And I remember like kind of like not crying, but like pouting to my mom one time, like, everybody else gets to get pizza. We never do. Well, it's because we were broke, James. But so like stuffed crust meat lovers pizza and the breadsticks, the cheese sticks from Pizza Hut, that's like it means something to me, like to get that, you know, like I made it. So when I
got
ordered that, I was
yesterday
like,
at Domino's. That's crazy. I got the pizza with the
Mate.
cheese sticks.
oh,
James,
yeah.
you get the butter
Moving
garlic
on
dipping
up.
sauce.
To the top
Just
in the east side apartment in the sky high.
Speaking of unhealthy, Frank brought me Buc-ee's. Y'all know what
There
Buc-ee's
it
is?
I
that's
don't.
a bomb ass
Can you
gas
explain-
station.
Can you explain to the Northeast what exactly Buc-ee's is?
Oh, it's like a super gas station convenience store on steroids. They got like 100 gas pumps. You can get barbecue, you can get fried chicken, you can get any kind of fudge. You can get like tacos. I mean, it's just like a convenience store. You get t-shirts. You have to go there to really know what it is. Buc-ee's is so amazing. They got like beef. They got 20 foot of beef jerky, like a big wall of just nothing but beef jerky. It's insane. And he
They are
brought me
badass.
2 things of beef jerky and this box of nothing but fudge, like 6 different kinds of fudge.
Holy
And they
shit.
have a mascot. And they have a mascot there you can
Yeah.
take a picture with.
And apparently we sponsor them. Sponsor us, I mean.
Can you get Pepsi Nitro there?
I saw that coming.
That you have to experience it to really understand it. Honestly, you really.
Yeah,
do.
it's like its own fucking. It's like a Walmart gas station thing.
Yeah, they
They're
got like 100, like
humongous.
no shit, 100 gas pumps lined up all
Yeah.
the way down the thing.
It's pretty badass.
amazing.
It's impressive. You walk in there, they're usually really nice, real well kept.
Ah,
Souvenirs and all
Yeah,
kinds of
Even the
knickknacks.
bathrooms are nice. Even the bathrooms are something to talk about. It's insane.
Wow. I guess
The creme de
without
la
that
creme of gas stations.
Sounds like a place I need to experience.
Yeah, definitely.
Hey,
Yeah,
Brad,
take
you stopped at a
Erica.
gas
Hey, baby,
station, didn't you?
we're going to Bucky's.
That's where our honeymoon will be.
But Frank loved it so much, he stopped by Bucky's on the way here. He's like, I gotta go. He went an hour out of his way just to stop by just before he come by here.
Love it.
Oh boy. Well, I guess it's
Anyway.
time to dive on into it. We're the first match on the show going to be Stone Cold versus Triple H versus Mankind from SummerSlam 1999, which was on August 22nd of that year, emanating from the Target Center in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Been there before. The attendance was 17,370. Had 600,000 pay-per-view buys. This match is 16:23, so roughly 16 and a half minutes. And Meltzer gave it 3 3/4 stars. But that's just the little intro to the match. I'm going to kick it over to Mike to tell us how we got here.
Well, this match had, believe it or not, 5 number 1 contender matches in it altogether. It started off at the pay-per-view before, fully loaded. It was Triple H versus The Rock in a strap match, which Triple H won. The next night, Taker came out, demanded a rematch against Austin because Austin beat him at that same pay-per-view. And he wanted a rematch for the title. Triple H said no because he was the number 1 contender. Well, after some roundabouts, there was a number 1 contenders match made on Raw. It was Triple H versus Undertaker versus China. China ended up winning that match from Austin's help. He was knocked out earlier on in the night with a concrete brick upside the head, fell down some steps, came back an hour later and whooped some ass. So
Yep, he is sitting.
You're out again.
he's already
Nah.
kind of low too. Well, I can't hear him anyway.
You're
Sorry.
He's talking about China and how China won the
I got Coach.
number
I
one
got-
Number one
contender
contender.
match.
There you go. He's back.
Okay, I'm sorry. So where am I? Where was I at? Number 1 contender.
How the hell do we
match.
know? You were talking for another 30 seconds.
Well, I didn't know where I was at. All right. Anyways, Triple H versus Undertaker versus China, which China won with Austin's help. The next week we had Triple H versus China for a number 1 contenders match, and China won that one with Mankind's help. And then he said he wanted a shot at it, so that same night it was Mankind versus China in a number 1 contenders match. Mankind won that one. So then they made another one where it was Mankind versus Triple H, made by Shane, and this one came in a double pin with Shane and Shawn Michaels as the referee. Linda McMahon then came out and made it a triple threat match.
Did you say double pen?
A double pin. They both did a
Oh,
move, had
I
one
think
arm
it's a double pen.
and that's how we came wrong on this match.
Who won the damn match? I remember Stone Cold, the little video package. He's all standing up. Who won the damn match? Love it.
Well, anyway, I just want to thank Coach for. It's nice to have a fully invested coach back, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm glad to be back. It was
Yeah,
it was
glad,
a
it's
12
nice
days.
to have. It's nice to have you sitting down in a chair, not walking around, not in your car, not in the gym.
I'm trying to get a college job, man. That's my dream come true. So I had to try to pursue that.
I know, but all of us, we have full-time jobs, and you're off in the summer. You're busier than all of us.
Yeah, true.
So anyway, good to have you back, Coach.
It's good to be back.
So the first person introduced in this match is Jesse the Body Ventura.
Yeah.
Comes out to a very, very big pop. Coach, what'd you think of his speech?
I thought it was direct and right to the point. You know, he stuck up for us, and I really appreciated that. A lot of people talk down about wrestling, but Jesse went in and spoke for us, and he said that he was proud to be there. You know, and for him to do that in front of the world, you know, I don't know if he was governor at the time or if he just finished up being governor, but all eyes were on him. So that message definitely resonated worldwide.
So then we have Mick Foley, Mankind entering from the back, another big pop. Triple H with China. China looked tremendous. Devin, are you not a China fan for some reason? Do you not want her in this match? You think she takes away from it?
No, I like the aspect of having China. She was only in for the first little bit, but I thought it had another heel in this match. We kind of had two baby faces with Stone Cold and Mankind.
And Coach, you're not a Triple H fan, right? So what's your deal there?
I don't know. I never liked his bravado. I mean, I like cockiness and all that, but he just came across as like a bully. Usually cocky guys are, you know, I don't know how to say it, but it just his vibe. I was never a big fan of his. I was a big fan when he was with DX and the four of them were all together. But when he went off on his individual stuff, I rooted against him in every match.
So we had Ventura, Triple H, and China in the ring. They were all jawing at each other for quite a little bit. James, did you think this added to the Stone Cold entrance?
I was wondering if they were gonna, you know, like kind of do that. You think that's what it was to kind of get everybody like focused on them, and then all of a sudden, whoosh, you know, because place erupts, man, every time, dude. There ain't nothing like that glass shatter.
Yeah, and I know how you feel about that. But Mike, what does that shattering glass mean to you, man?
Big pop. Somebody's about to get their ass whooped.
Hell yeah. So there's immediate brawling in the ring. It's a very fast start. Adam, do you prefer a fast start, or do you prefer like a methodical start when everything gets going?
In a one-on-one match, I prefer more methodical, but when you got 3 or more people, like at this triple threat match, I prefer a quick start. That way you're trying to hurry up and get over quick, trying to kind of surprise the other person, so you can just get it over with quick. I mean, because when there's 3 people in there, it just gets kind of wonky sometimes. So get it started, get that quick win if you can. If not, start beating the hell out of each other.
So this is definitely the Attitude Era, right? So the Attitude Era, and then we, of course, we're still kind of in the PG era. But James, there's been an announcement. Tell me about the PG-13 era that's coming. Do you think that we'll ever get back to the Attitude Era?
14.
14. I'm sorry.
Yeah, where are the puppies at, huh? Let's say fuck all the time and like, where are the puppies at? That's what I'm talking about. Nah, I don't know if it's gonna drastically change, but here's a little thing I saw on one of those like wrestling deals. Could that be what kind of lures MJF away? Because, you know, everybody was like, oh, MJF can't say what he can say on AEW, on WWE. Well, if they get a little more mature, maybe they'll be like, hey, man, you got a little free reign here. Could that sway the tide?
Now, speaking of attitude, James, can you give me a couple lines by the announcers that might have been a little Attitude Era-ish from the time?
Let's see. Well, I mean, Jesse Ventura screaming, what's this bullshit? When Triple H uses the chair.
He was governor right here too, by the way. He got in
Oh, he was?
office
Okay.
earlier this year.
Oh, so so he stuck up for us even when he was in office.
Yeah.
That's big time. You don't hear no other governor ever do that.
And I read a dirt sheet from 1999. You guys were talking about when Jesse and China were squared off at the beginning. Here's what was said in the ring. Jesse said to China, you better watch out. This jerk Triple H is going to leave you in a couple years for Stephanie McMahon. And China was like, hell no, that's my man. He's going to be with me forever. So that's what caused that turmoil at the beginning of the match.
Now, you're saying something there that I wanted to touch on. When exactly did that happen? When exactly did they break up? Do you know?
No.
Yeah, I was curious about that. It was getting close, wasn't it, about this time?
Probably.
Around the
I believe
same
it's
year.
about November.
November
is-
of this year? Of the 99?
Yeah, 99.
That's
was
what
thinking
he
that
was
too.
warning her of.
Damn. He's gonna Sammy Guevara her in no time there, you know. He's just gonna fucking drop her and move on.
Speaking of characters, Devin, so you have Mick Foley in this match that who did he give a hug to? He gave Austin a hug. Mick Foley is known for being a hardcore wrestler. But then he has this other side where he gets overly friendly with other wrestlers. Is there ever been a more unique character? Has anybody ever been able to pull that off better than him?
I think Mick Foley is one of the greatest actors that's ever stepped through our wrestling business. Honestly, he's been able to play so many different characters, whether it's Cactus Jack, Dude Love, both faces of Mankind here. And then eventually even he returns in like 2003 or 4 and he's just Mick Foley. Like the man's been able to do so much and he's so creative. I can't think of anyone else like him.
That he is. And he's got a podcast almost as long as ours. So go figure. Hey, Mike, now is the time, buddy. This is a triple threat match, Mike. So what does that mean? We don't know what the fuck the rules are, do we? All right. No.
I'm still not sure.
Right. So we actually have heads being smashed on the outside, suplexes on the outside. But then Stone Cold gets hit with a chair against his knee. What are the rules of this match, Mike? Tell me what's going on.
They are Jesse's rules.
There was low blows and
He said-
everything too.
Yeah. It was Jesse's way. He wanted the pin inside the ring, and he didn't want Triple H using a chair. He was all against Triple H. So
Absolutely frustrating to me, though. Absolutely
yeah.
frustrating.
that's all I got was I even like watching throughout the pay-per-view, like the little segments he did. All he kept saying is the pin will happen in the ring.
All right.
So,
Mandible Claw, Adam. Is that a good move? Do you like it?
If it's done right, it is, because have you ever taken two fingers and pushed down on your tongue? Hurts like hell.
He means business when he gets that sock on that right hand. Quote JR.
So Jesse ejects China. Another confusion with the rules for me, but it gets a huge pop. And I wrote here again, can someone explain me what the fucking rules are? He hit the head off the gate, off the post, onto the mat, head on the announcer's table. Adam, again, I want to go back to you real quick on this. That head shot to the announce table. Why do they do this? Because it never looks like they're actually hitting their head. Is there a better angle we could be going with here?
I don't understand why they try to cover it up anyway, because if you look at it, it's that piece that's above the actual table about yay far. So even hitting your head on, without your hands, it really won't hurt. So I don't understand what the whole point of that anyway. So either make it look good or don't do it at all. Don't make it look obvious. I hate that shit.
Yeah, I don't like it either. So this is a triple threat match, which really means two things. There's a lot of brawling, and there's a lot of being hurt outside the ring. So again, Triple H working Austin's leg, Triple H and Mankind stomping Austin, taking turns, crowd gets upset. Mankind takes a bump on the outside of the floor. Devin, do you think that even though he's taking these bumps, he's doing a lot less risks than he used to? Mankind, that is.
Yeah, because just the way he's taking the bump is less. He's putting his feet under him, or he's like putting his arm down under him. When he was first taking him in his younger days, he was taking him flat back on the floor. And also at this era, like WWF's kind of got those fatter mats on the outside, where they used to just have concrete or nothing on the outside. So he's definitely taking him a little bit safer in this match.
So then we have, what do you think of Mankind's style, Coach, of wrestling? If you take away the hardcore part of it, what do you think of his actual style?
Sloppy, but the hardcore stuff is what gets us to pop, and that carries us until the next hardcore move. His ring work is decent, but not. I don't think he would be in AEW today. Even Eddie Kingston has a little bit more move set than Mick Foley, but he was definitely entertaining.
Hey, Mike, there's some parts in here where they're in the crowd fighting. It looked like they were really in there. Do you think this is dangerous to the wrestler?
Yeah, it is, because you got the fans right there. They could do something, but it's also dangerous to the fans. You never know what's going to happen. They're going to get in the way. So them getting in the way, dangerous for both of them.
James, like I was saying, there's a lot of brawling going on in here. Who do you think had the best punches?
Stone Cold. But that's
Is there
just
a
me
better
being
answer?
it's just me being 100% biased. But I don't know. I kind of like his because it seemed more like brawler style, like the way he throws it. I mean, he's nothing like The Rock. You know, The Rock sells a fucking punch. Like even winding his arm back, it looks like The Rock is like on a string. You know, but I don't know. I just like Stone Cold throwing the punches. It seems like a kind of legit, I guess you could say. Seems like he's really like throwing them. You know, I like
At
it.
one point in this match, I seen Mankind punching Triple H. He's just slapping him on the top of the head. He wasn't even punching him.
You know, it's funny when you're at a house show and you're not supposed to be looking in one way. You're supposed to be looking the other way. And you see what these other guys are really doing. They're just fucking around. Half the time, I swear. So Austin blocked the pedigree, catapulted into Mankind. Then Stone Cold hits Mankind with the stunner. Triple H breaks it up with the chair. Slow count back by Jesse. Then we have a real tough shot to the head of Mankind. This is an opinion I want on everybody. It's something we saw a lot of in the Attitude Era. And Mankind took some shots. And we all know what happened with, of course, Chris Benoit. Watching this back, I'll start with you, Mike. What did you think of that chair shot?
Watching it back now, I hate it. Just because
Yeah.
of like what you're saying with the concussions and everything else that's going on. It doesn't sit well anymore.
I mean, we all saw a lot of the Rock versus Mankind, Mick Foley, and what did he take, about 37 shots? Coach, do you remember that? And
Jeez, he took a whole bunch. That was tough to watch.
I believe it was 17 to the head.
Damn.
Right. And this was only one, and it made us all still uncomfortable today to take a look at something like that. So Jesse won't count. Again, we have Jesse's rules in this. The rules are fuzzy. Shane McMahon comes in. The crowd is chanting asshole. But man, again, they love this shit. Do you guys agree that funny doesn't make money, like JR says? Do you guys believe that? Or do you think there's a place for it in wrestling and it does make money? Whoever.
There's a place for it. It's got to be done right, but there's a place for it. I like it.
What do you think, James?
Well, I mean, look at the crowd reaction when Jesse refuses to count. They go fucking bananas. Look at the crowd reaction when Shane comes out, you know? And then obviously what happens to Shane immediately after, the crowd fucking goes wild over. So, I mean, there's you can say it may not have packed the house, but they definitely loved it when it happened, you know?
Speaking of what happened to Shane, did you see what happened to Stone Cold right after they threw him out? Stone
What?
Cold gets tied in the ropes.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
I was on the
That's
top.
my note.
He
He
did
got
that because
stuck.
Jesse leaned over him. When he did, that's when he flew over. Triple H had to go help him.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike, real quick, who took the stunner better? Was it Shane here or was it Vince in the last WrestleMania?
Vince McMahon all the time.
Get the hell out of here. Get the hell out of here. Jesse throws Shane out of the ring. Crowd freaking loves it. And that's for your old man, you little bastard.
Yeah. Loved it. That little inside baseball on that one too, you know?
Coach, why didn't Stone Cold stun Jesse in this?
Respect.
Respect
know.
for what?
Listen, he was a referee, number one, and he didn't want to waste his energy on the referee. He had enough going on with those two guys double teaming him. I thought that he was kind of siding up with Jesse after everything that happened, and you know, maybe Jesse's feelings about Vince and Stone Cold's feelings about Vince, you know, gave him a little bit of a bond, that their hate for Vince together, at least character-wise.
Hey, Adam, if anybody brought a sock into the ring and tried to give you a mandible claw with it, what would you do?
Depends how much I'm getting paid.
So Mr.
honest.
Sacco makes an appearance and he gives a double mandible claw to, or Mankind, again, pronouns, to Austin and Triple H. Jesse, whatever. There's a stunner to Triple H, broken up by Mankind. Pedigree to Austin. Adam, what do you think of the pedigree as a move?
And if it's done right, and the only thing I don't like about it is when they feed for it and they're automatically giving their arms to Triple H. That drives me insane. I mean, that just looks too choreographed to me. As far as the move itself, because I'm rewatching the match as we're talking, and if you'll notice, every now and then, like Kane was bad about it. He would feed his arms up to Triple H before he would even reach for him for the pedigree. So as long as they don't do that, I like the move. But if they're automatically giving the arms when Triple H is just standing there, I don't like it. It just makes it look bad.
And then we had a double arm DDT to Austin and Mankind with the win. Did we think, James, did you think that the end was too abrupt?
It was a little quick, but I mean, I think after the stunner to Shane, you know, the crowd just lost their mind on that. So to kind of have that quick end may have been, you know, just, hey, we're just going to catch him after the hot spot, you know? I don't know.
Well, I'm a Mankind guy. I was happy with the way it ended. I didn't remember, as most of the stuff that we watched back. And then Jesse and Mankind leaving together.
Let
the
me
match-
ask you, Brad. Let me ask you a question. As someone that was a Mick Foley fan,
Yeah.
did you find it disrespectful that he didn't get his moment in the ring at the end and they totally diverted? He just kind of walked out and they went right back to Stone Cold and Triple H when it was his moment to win the world championship.
Coach, you know, we've talked about similar situations here, like with Asuka last week with the Royal Rumble. And it's just, to me, I'm numb to it because it's what I feel like WWE does. They give you the moment, then they take it away and they move on to their next story. At least most of the time, you know, a few places where maybe that doesn't happen, maybe at the end of a WrestleMania is maybe the only time that might not happen. So I'm numb to it. I'm very numb to it because, I mean, I was going to get into the Triple H with the chairs after the match. And Austin, as JR said, was left for dead.
Kind of looked
Nice.
amazing during that time, though. God almighty, it's looked good.
Guys, this was a fun match. It's
Ah,
full disclosure. It's hard to cover a triple threat brawling match. I'm trying to find spots and talk about them. It's not easy because it is a lot of punching, a lot of kicking. There are a few good spots, but it's tough to break down, but it's fun. And it is the Attitude Era. And as far as I'm concerned, and you guys can agree or not, it's heavy on story and a little less about what goes on maybe with the athleticism in the ring. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Fun, yeah. I guess we'll call it that. It's just too much. It just took away from the wrestling to me. Too much Jesse, too much Shane coming in. It just took to, and then this afterwards, you know, Triple H beating the hell out of Stone Cold. It just takes away from the match to me. But then I'm a wrestling purist, so.
Anybody else have anything to add?
I think it was like a hat on the hat on a hat, adding like so many people and the stipulations, kind of like throwing China out, Shane coming down. But I really think it was a fun match. Like
Yeah.
the Attitude Era is what got me on it.
What did you call it?
A hat on a hat on a hat, like just kind of like a gimmick, and then China's in, and then Shane's in here. Jesse's the special referee.
I like it.
I like
There's
it
just
too
so many
because
things.
it's like a hat on a shirt, a hat on a hat on a hat on a shirt.
That's a football expression. Let's get a hat on a hat.
Yep.
Let's helmet to helmet.
It's new to me.
I heard it on Jim Cornette, honestly, I think. So
That's fine. That's fine. Well, unless nobody has anything else to add, James, what do we got next?
Oh man. Well, you know, that was a good match. It was something, you know, very good to see. Speaking of seeing things, I think Coach has a little movie around this time that he would like to discuss. So Coach, take it away.
Yeah, guys, I know a lot of people do movie segments, but we're gonna put our own spin on movie segments because we have Devin, we have different people in different genres of their life. Maybe they caught it on DVD, maybe they watched it in 1999. But today's movie that we're gonna feature was probably one of the #1 smash hits of 1999, and that was Blair Witch Project. Have any of you guys seen that movie?
I have.
Yes.
Yes. Now, Blair Witch Project was the very first movie that kind of created a horror genre where they worked the crowd, where they said they found this hidden VHS tape that nobody else has ever heard of. So when people went in 1999, we honestly believed that this was some tape from the woods, and everybody was freaked out. An interesting story, I took my wife to go see that, and she couldn't even sleep that night. She was so scared. Another interesting thing about the Blair Witch Project was they only filmed for 20 hours. Now, most motion picture productions takes months and months and months. They filmed it in 20 hours and only had a budget of $250,000. Now, after it was all said and done, they grossed $276 million. So Blair Witch Project was one of the top 10 grossing films based on their budget to how much they made. So for this 88-minute movie created hits like Paranormal Activity and other such horror movies as that. What did you guys think of the Blair Witch Project?
I thought it was cool. I liked it.
Yeah,
Did it remind you of your
Out in
backyard?
the woods. Yeah, doing it in the backyard. I can do it right now. I don't even need $200,000. I got my phone and a flashlight, so I'm good.
That's all you need.
I'll tell you what I remember, Coach. I remember like they were like giving tidbits of it online before it came out,
Mm.
and they made it sound like it was just something real going on.
Right.
This is 1999. The internet was, listen, I know it was there, but it's nothing like it is now. And it was a very unique and ahead of its time way of putting out their movie and getting people invested. And like you said, nothing actually happens in the movie.
Nothing.
Like you don't know anything. Like you don't know. You just know that something bad happened, but you don't know what. So it was like they tried. I don't think they have found anything close to that. I know they've tried to recreate it. Like I know you mentioned Paranormal Activity. I know that was a popular movie as well. But it's nothing like the first time, like they always say, huh? Nothing
Right.
like the first time.
I like the handy cam aspect of it, and it's like not professional. It's like shaky, sometimes grainy, like I like that aspect of it. And they did make it look like you found archival footage. They would put out like missing posters and all that shit. Like you said, man, it worked the crowd. And it did start that like first person or like archival type of horror genre that it's been copied ever since, but low budget, a lot of money.
A lot of money, low budget, a lot of money. Check it out. You can probably catch it on any of your streaming platforms, but Blair Witch Project, they had a couple sequels after that, but like you guys said, nothing's the same as the original. Next week, we'll be pulling out a new film. And if any of our listeners have any ideas of some movies that they would like us to take a look at, drop it on Twitter or Instagram and let us know. And we'll take a look at that movie because this is going to be a weekly segment. So movies of the generation. I know it's been done by a lot, but we're going to have a new perspective here on the Kick Out Crew. Thanks, guys.
I like it.
Coach, love it, man. Love it. I feel like
Yeah.
watching that right now, actually.
I know. I remember seeing it in
Oh,
theaters
sweet,
for the first
yeah.
time, like tripped out.
Yeah, right?
I've never
cool.
seen it, but I remember in like 2003, 2004 when SmackDown was on UPN, and I remember they showed like commercials for it all the time because it was airing after SmackDown. My mom always sent me right to bed. Like, you're not watching this. But
Wait a minute. Wait. You were 2 when this came out, right?
yeah, when I was
the
like
fuck are we
5 or
doing here,
6,
guys?
it was on SmackDown after
I'm so
SmackDown.
scared. I'm so scared.
2 years old. I get
Oh.
older every episode. Huh? Yeah, that was awesome, Coach. Thanks. Oh, what are we doing now, James? I don't even know. This outline is out of
It
line.
looks like I don't know. We could check in with Adam, see what Adam's been rocking up to, see how the journey has been for him.
Like Coach brought up earlier, I helped Frank Bruno. We did a drive straight from Providence, Rhode Island, straight to New Orleans, Louisiana, in a 10-foot U-Haul. And we stopped just for gas and food. And damn you, Frank, he's got me hooked on Dunkin' Donuts coffee now. Like the iced coffee. We don't have one around here. The closest one around here is like 45 minutes away. So I have to either find something at a gas station that's close to it or something that's in a can. But that was interesting. That was, 24 hours in a truck with anybody is always fun, but especially recording down the road. It turned out better than I thought it would. Other than that, he's already came and visited. So what he did was he went to go see Steve McNair, the gravesite in Mississippi, and he told me the story about what happened. That's insane. I mean, what happened to him? I had no idea. That was amazing. Just then, I don't know. I can't even think about that.
Hell of a football player. He was co-MVP 1 year with Peyton. Took the Titans to the Super Bowl. Hell of a player.
Yeah, I heard he was the reason why they made it. Then and then next what we got by the time this airs, we will be me and Coach, and is anybody else going to Nashville, or is it just me and Coach?
I have a feeling James will end up there somehow.
You keep dreaming.
So I'll see Coach in Nashville. So I've just been traveling a little bit lately, and then of course we got Top Guy Weekend in Chicago. So it's been a good year so far.
Yeah.
So I drink Dunkin' every morning. So we do have it on the East Coast here. However, you didn't say you stopped to piss. Did you guys have like a jar to piss in, or like a bucket?
Well, we piss when we got something to drink, got gas, whatever. But
We need specifics.
They just wore the pins the whole time, man. Just wore the pins.
what is your preferred drink at Dunkin'?
I'm such an asshole. I just get hot coffee with cream.
That's
I
it.
got you.
A caramel cold brew with a sweet cold foam.
Oh,
Oof.
Jesus.
Oh, I like the caramel. Yes.
Get that every day.
See,
I have one
anytime
like
you have
quarter
to-
mile from my house.
Y'all wear
Any-
leggings and Uggs too, and
Hey,
Exactly
don't
why I
knock
stay
my
away from
style.
Starbucks. I stay away from Starbucks for this reason, because of these ridiculous orders that you just said.
I like the
Extra
caramel
skinny.
ice lattes.
And I'm a very perceptive gentleman. Devin, are you drinking a fucking wine cooler?
I am Jack Daniels. It's delicious. I had no Miller Lite in the house, and I realized that at about 4:40.
So you started drinking Erica's alcohol?
Recording. I am today. Yep.
Do you remember Bartles and James, perhaps?
I called a guy Bartles and James yesterday.
That's right. You don't know about that, Devin.
I have no idea what that is.
The old
You
Zima
gotta be
with the
kidding me.
Jolly Rancher, huh?
The
Zima
Zima
with a
and
goat?
Jolly Rancher. I remember that. I remember that.
What Zima, huh? Ugh.
Yeah.
Awesome commercials. Taste like complete shit, but they had awesome commercials.
Have you ever had a Mad Dog 2020, Devin?
I had a Colt 45.
That is
Those
not
are
the
good.
same thing.
I don't know what a
the same
Mad
thing.
Dog 20. I had a
What about
Rolling
Steel?
Rock.
You gotta get one for next show.
Mad
What about
Dog,
a
still
still
make it.
reserved to 11?
They make it.
they still
They
make
don't make Night Train or Cisco anymore, but
What
they
about
still
Boone's
make.
Farm? Who likes
Yeah, they
Boone's
make that.
Farm here, huh? Look at
Well,
Mike over
the
there.
dry county that I lived in, when we would go and get beer, we would buy a bottle of Boone's Farm, me and Jesse, and we'd drink it on the way back. Responsibly.
Responsibly, of
was-
course.
That's still reserved to 11. You'd get like a 4-pack for $3.
Steel
Yeah,
Reserve
good
is
shit, pal.
gross.
Good shit. I didn't like Mad Dog though. That grape, you tasted
Yeah.
that for days. You tasted that for
Strawberry.
days.
Hey, since we're talking about drinking, James, did anyone win your $100 last week?
From my knowledge, no, but there were a lot of great answers.
What was
Well,
the
that
beer you
part
were
very,
drinking?
very creative on the answers.
You weren't drinking, right? You weren't
No.
drinking last night.
And I'm not drinking today either. Powerade, sugar free. It's the best one.
Come on, kayfabe, man, kayfabe. We're all drinking.
Yeah, yeah.
Except
Don't worry, I'll
Adam.
be back on the. I'll be
Except
back
for
on the
Adam.
train.
Adam's
never
not
drinks.
drinking.
I got
Adam
it.
won't drink. That's good. You're better off.
You are better off.
Love it.
Anyway.
Yeah, thanks for the feedback on my question. There were a lot of interesting alcohol takes from people.
What was the best beer they said?
Best?
Well,
Probably
I mean,
Lane and Kugel
like the
may have been the
weirdest,
best.
weirdest.
Oh, I got Bartles and James. I got all kinds of colorful answers on that. But Lane and Kugel was really good. Obviously, Natty Light was like 5 replies to it.
Well, that's because you're sponsored by him.
Hell yeah, need to be. Shout out to Natty Light.
Yeah, be
Mm.
pretty generous of you if you were drinking a Natty Light, someone gets Natty Light, because that's what you drank.
We
Yeah,
should all have Natty Lights next episode.
we should all have Natty Lights next episode. I agree, Devin.
Speaking of
We'll have
Natty
a lot of
Light,
cold people throwing up every sip they take.
speaking of Natty Light, how were those pictures of Natalia and her family this week?
Oh, damn.
Yep.
All the way live.
Roll Tide.
Yeah. Jenny, is that the other one's name?
I don't know, but JR sure knows it.
Ain't that the truth?
I didn't know she had a name. I thought, oh, never mind.
Right. I know what
It
I
was
want her
on the
last
picture,
name to
I'd
be.
say
I'll tell you that
Jenny.
much. I'll change that last name tomorrow.
Woo!
Roll Tide on that
Yeah,
one.
definitely.
We're on a roll.
All right. Well, interesting stuff as always. We kick it over to Devin. Devin, you got anything interesting happening this week?
This week? No, not really. But I had a topic for the show. My topic is actually about this second show that we're covering, the SummerSlam 2018. It was the first ever pay-per-view that I went to. First ever actually televised WWE event ever. I just thought it was really fun. It was my first ever trip. I went to that SummerSlam and then the Raw and the SmackDown after. On
All right,
Raw,
Brenda.
on Raw the second day, I got to be on TV because I had a big B team sign. That was really cool.
Did you have to get like a teacher's note to leave school, or how did that happen?
No, I was actually I was down in New York City at the time working for my current company, Survey Steel. I did a training program down there, and I was just about 3 blocks away from Barclays Center, so I got the tickets. It was easy access. Erica and my brother Xander came down, went to the shows. Yeah, it was a great time. Honestly, there was a point when I believe we were in commercial, but Corey Graves pulls out his phone and he's texting a bunch. I don't know who he's texting, but he's texting a bunch of his fingers are going fast as heck, and there's no one's really paying attention. I was just like, Corey Graves, get off your phone. 600 people laughed. Is one of the coolest experiences I've had. I just made 600 people laugh. The only other time I do that is
texting Carmela while married to his wife at the time. You know,
oh,
Just more of the bullshit that you like, Devin.
right? Baby face
Corey
in your
Graves.
book, probably.
Corey Graves, Sammy Guevara, much of the same,
Yeah, get a picture with you, Corey, Sammy, and all their exes.
For real.
No,
Be sure to
not
put the
that.
women on the outside because you're gonna have to crop them out. So, maybe have y'all stand on one side.
All
Love it.
right,
No,
good
but it was a good time. Yeah.
shit. Good shit.
Actually, during SmackDown, my last thing I'll say about it, during SmackDown, the third night, I was so exhausted because we're waking up at 6 o'clock in the morning or 5 a.m. to hop on a train by 6 to go to work. The show's running at 2 a.m. So during SmackDown, I don't even remember 205 Live. I just slept through the entire thing. Erica has a picture of me sleeping.
Everybody else does too.
So that's what you wanted me to ask you? Ask me about 205 Live.
Yeah, because I don't even remember it.
You don't remember it. So that's the end of the story?
Ask
I
me
was
about
expecting
something
a
I don't remember, please.
Yeah, make sure you ask me right away.
There was a lot of good feuds during this time. I remember that, like Samoa Joe versus AJ Styles. And
That
they
was
actually
good
had the dark match after the show. It was Samoa Joe and The Miz versus Daniel Bryan and AJ Styles. That was 20 minutes. It was a really good match. I woke up for that, but
That's a long couple days, my man.
yeah, it was.
Not interested.
Back when Drew McIntyre was a badass.
Actually, Top Guy Theater, Adam, your other show, they just
You know it?
covered the NXT right before the SummerSlam. And I wasn't at that show, but I watched that in my hotel the night before.
That was one of the best NXT takeovers they had.
Love it.
Little shout out to them. Shout out to Top Guy Theater.
Fucking Bucky's.
Okay.
That fudge, brother.
Like it's the same thing.
Cookies and cream fudge. It's awesome.
It's just so perfect timing.
Oh man.
Like my beaver.
Oh man.
Love Beaver.
It's just nice to have Adam and Coach sitting still.
For real.
Anyway, I think you got something for us, James, don't you?
I suppose so. I mean,
What's it titled?
it's titled "The Spirit of Jerry Seinfeld." Interesting. I actually read this today, and I was like, "Huh? Oh yeah, I forgot I mentioned something relative like that, but not I'm not talking about Jerry Seinfeld for sure. If that's what people are wondering. But you know, it came to me in a pissed off stupor when I was waiting to get my tires replaced. So I guess in the vein of Jerry Seinfeld, what's the deal with expensive tires? Those tires are fucking outrageously expensive, and it took forever to get done. It's been a hell of a week, man. Really expensive. That was a very expensive day. Terribly expensive day. And then you know, they still couldn't figure out why my car wouldn't start. So that's fun stuff. So I'm pretty much gambling every time I go out to my car and turn it on. Always exciting. I went to the bar on Friday. Went to a little after party at a place with a pool, you know. We're having a great time, and I was like, hey, I'm going to jump in one last time before we leave. Jump in, bam, contacts fly out. So I'm going to be wearing these glasses for the foreseeable future, you know. And then as we were going to leave, my buddy and his girlfriend got into an argument as we were leaving, and he's like, well, I'm staying. And she's like, what? You're going? And I'm like, and there I am just like, hey, do I still get a ride? Do I need to book an Uber? You know, so like, yeah, just a day in the life, man. Day in the life.
I have definitely been in that situation you're talking about. What time of night was this, by the way, that the pool jump?
It was probably around like 4 or 5 in the morning.
Ah, that's awesome. You jumping in the pool at 4 or 5 in the morning,
Yeah, man.
getting a ride home, maybe.
I mean,
not.
I'm living a nature boy lifestyle, if you know what I'm saying, like overweight Nate. So, yeah, I think we titled it Overweight Nate. I'm going to grow my hair or dye my hair blonde, and you know, I got a little attire I can strut around in and just be overweight Nate. So,
Wear that belt.
you want to give a special shout out to my main man Sorensen? You know, it's his story to tell, but obviously want to give a thank you to him. Generous dude.
He is a generous guy for sure. I guess you
enough
keep
about-
talking.
Huh?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, I mean,
Sorry.
enough about, you know, that. We can woo on over to what Devin was talking about. And it's SummerSlam 2018. And our next match that we're covering is Dolph Ziggler versus Seth Rollins. It took place August 19th, 2018 from the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. Love that. You know, Jay-Z had a very intricate part of that being established and built. So always love the Barclays Center, you know. But fuck everything else about the North. Ha! I'm just kidding. But the attendance is 16,169, and some of that was Devin and his peeps, so that's awesome. The match length was pretty much 22 minutes, and the Meltzer gave it 3 3/4 stars. But enough about that bullshit. Since you were in attendance, Devin, how did we get here?
Yeah, this was actually a fantastic buildup. I really enjoyed this whole feud between Seth Rollins and Dolph Ziggler. It started back on June 18th, actually a Monday Night Raw after the Money in the Bank, where Seth Rollins successfully defended the Intercontinental title against Elias. The next night, he issued an open challenge for anyone to answer to challenge him for the Intercontinental title. That was answered by Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler. They weren't really sure, the commentary wasn't really sure who was going to answer it, but Dolph Ziggler ended up answering and winning the title that very night. The following week on Raw, Seth Rollins issued his rematch clause. And during that match, Drew McIntyre got involved and Seth Rollins won by disqualification. And that kind of led up to their 30-minute Iron Man match at Extreme Rules. This was a couple weeks later after that. Dolph Ziggler retained in overtime, actually. Drew McIntyre again interfered to help him get the upper hand and defeat Seth Rollins. Then the next few weeks, Seth Rollins went on a PR tour in China, so he wasn't on Raw for a couple weeks. And the final week, right before Raw, the general manager at the time, Kurt Angle, said that there was going to be a contract signing between Dolph Ziggler and Seth Rollins. And Dolph Ziggler kept screaming, if Seth Rollins doesn't show up tonight, then the match is going to be off. I'm going to win by forfeit. So it built up the entire show. The contract signing was at 10:50, 10 minutes left in the show. Dolph Ziggler's cutting the hell of a promo, just saying how him and Drew McIntyre are the best, how he's going to take this title to new heights. And then just as Dolph Ziggler signs the contract and passes it back over to Kurt Angle, Seth Rollins' music hits, but Seth Rollins was not alone. Dolph Ziggler pointed out in the contract that Seth was allowed to have someone by his side. And just then, the returning Dean Ambrose comes back to the WWE. Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins hit the ring, beat the crap out of Drew McIntyre. Dolph Ziggler left his man alone. They hit the Dirty Deeds at the time, and the curb stomp, and then yeah, all my guys fell over. But that kind of led up to this. Seth Rollins signs the contract, gives it back to Kurt Angle, and then we're here to start SummerSlam. Seth
Listen
Rollins
to that
versus the champion.
excitement. I love the excitement, Devin. That is excitement, man. You like this match. You like this buildup. You're a happy man.
I did. I love this. I love the whole show. And when we said that we were covering this, I was just so excited to go back and, I watched a couple Raws right before this pay-per-view just to get the story back. But
I saw the exclamation points in the group text, so I know how excited you were. So, real before this match gets started, though, guys, I have to say they announced they showed the Spanish announce team, and then they showed the German announce team, and then they speak German. You don't understand a word of it except for SummerSlam, right? Is SummerSlam not a German word? Like you can't. I can understand him saying Dolph Ziggler in English, but Summer and Slam, nope, English. I just thought that was funny. I don't know why. I'm alone. Anyway, so we have an entrance there from Dean Ambrose. And you said you had goosebumps, right, Devin?
oh, I did when he returned.
And then we have, of course, Seth that comes in right after him. Now, the announce team for this is, what is it, James?
Huh?
You know
Who
the
it
announce
is?
team?
Are you asking me who it is?
Do you know?
I know who one of them
Yeah, we
is.
got Coachman.
The coach.
Yeah. I was obviously out of wrestling for a lot of his run in wrestling, but since his Zoom with us, I'd had free shows, his last wrestling interview ever. Ever since I've gone back and seen him on commentary, I have a newfound respect for him because that Zoom, his last interview ever on adfreeshows.com, was very insightful and really entertaining. And I respect him a lot more after that.
So we have Seth in the blue and gold. Coach, is this your favorite version of Seth Rollins?
No, this one right now. I like the one that we have right now. I know that not many people like it, but I like that laugh. I like the obnoxiousness. I like him right now.
Yeah, I agree.
Shocking.
I think whatever version, except for one. No more Monday Night Messiah, please. That was hard, man. That was hard to watch. So we have a Dolph Ziggler entrance, and he is with Mike's boyfriend, Drew McIntyre. Shout out, right, Mike? So,
That's a callback.
because he is Scottish, right, Mike? So, but Mike, this isn't the first person that Dolph Ziggler has brought out with him. Is he? I'm not talking about in the ring now. I'm talking about the rub, bringing him out. Is he a star maker?
I think so. I mean, even in the ring against his opponents, he can make stars.
You know, I think back and I think of another special guy that we talked about last week, Big E. You know, and to me, like, the guy just makes whoever he is around in any capacity better. So let's talk about the ring gear, Devin, of Dolph Ziggler. Is that a callback to anybody in particular?
It just reminded me of Rick Rude, to be honest. That championship, the tights, the whole getup remind me of the Marvelous one.
So guys, just if you ever are listening to ad-free shows, any of Conrad Thompson's podcasts, and you submit a question, if you put the name Rick Rude in there, your question will get asked. Just a little something out there for you guys if you ever want to hear your name called. So, but James, I had a question about Dean Ambrose in this.
Hmm?
Did he look happy to you? And was he long for this world?
Nah, he didn't look pleased. And it did just kind of seem monotonous of them being there. I mean, maybe he was supposed to look that way, like to intimidate Drew from interfering and all that stuff, but he just kind of like going through the motion type thing. Like,
Yeah.
I'm here for the payday.
He left
You know?
5 months after this. He was gone 5 months
Yeah.
later.
Well, and that was before they ruined him on the way out, you know, that stupid gas mask shit and all that
Yeah.
stuff.
Well, if I can kind of spoiler alert for the next night on Raw, they didn't even have a exciting show. It was just Dean Ambrose versus Drew McIntyre, not even like displayed or anything. It was like the second match on the show.
Oh, that's the death match.
Yeah, it's not even built up.
Yeah, to me it looked like he was ready to leave, but yeah, also he doesn't ever look happy. You know, it's not like he's this guy like, hey, happy to be here in AEW. No, he doesn't do that either. But like I was saying about Dolph Ziggler, he always looks great in the ring gear. He always has something cool going on.
Well,
Adam,
that Hollywood kind of is like what his brother's doing now, because his brother is the Hollywood hunk in AEW. So
oh
it's kinda-
yeah,
so it's kind of funny how he's Hollywood here, mine was Beverly Hills, but then 4 years later, now he's the Hollywood hunk. His brother is. I thought that was pretty cool.
yeah, that is cool. Adam, but how good of a seller is Dolph Ziggler?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Dolph Ziggler, Seth Rollins, both are the top 5 sellers in WWE right now. Probably top 3 behind AJ Styles. I mean, they're the best sellers. Anytime, and the way they're using Ziggler now pisses me off. He shouldn't be in a tag team, which I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Bobby Roode. He shouldn't be in a tag team either. They should be 2 top tier guys, and they're just not using them right. Using Ziggler to go back to NXT a few months ago was awesome because that kind of builds up a couple of guys. But then after that, they ain't done nothing else with him.
Well, if you actually watch recently, and I know some of us, I had a tough time watching last week. Of course, no one wanted to watch wrestling with me. Go figure. But they have got Ziggler back into the picture with this Money in the Bank now again with Theory, and it looks like he may have a face turn, but he may tease me as well with that. And I tell you what, he is still. You think he's a mid card guy, but then you see the reaction he gets from people, and it seems like he can do whatever he wants in this great sport, huh? Anyway, so Coach, I was going to ask you though, do you think he's a big personality?
Dolph Ziggler?
Yeah.
Yes. I most definitely do. I wish that he was maybe 4 or 5 inches taller. He would be a Mount Rushmore wrestler. You know, if he had Drew McIntyre's body and frame and his personality and work set, he would be awesome. I mean, Dolph.
You think that's what holds him back is his size?
I do, especially when you're in WWE for that many years. They tend to go with size over the smaller guys. I think he would have had even a bigger push if he was bigger and more swole.
So we have a slow start with the moves because it looks like it's more about everybody, the story around it. So it takes some time. Ziggler keeps leaving the ring. And do you think this helps the match, Adam, when he keeps leaving the ring and working the crowd?
Well, see, it's a heel thing. That's what heels do. They, after a couple of moves, they powder and reset. I mean, it just kind of builds anticipation for the match. So as long as he don't do it too much, I think it's okay. If he, he only does it a couple of times, but as long as he don't do it too many times, I think it's okay.
Mike, you agree?
Yeah.
You, as a fan, see, I mean, when I looked at Adam, I look at him as it's something he might be doing. As a fan, does it irritate you?
I don't know. I mean, yeah.
Gotcha. So
That's
Ziggler, I'm sorry, go ahead.
That was a great answer, Mike.
Ziggler been around. All right.
Maybe a sound cut out again. Do you want to answer that again, Mike?
What the fuck?
All
right.
Man.
I love you.
I love you more. Ziggler been around your whole wrestling career, Devin?
Just about. I mean, he came in prominence around 2005 with the whole cheerleader gimmick with the Spirit Squad.
Did you hate him as a kid?
Well, I hated the Spirit Squad for sure. And then when Dolph Ziggler, when he was with, you kind of alluded to earlier, when he was with Big E Langston and AJ Lee, that's when I started like really falling in love with Dolph. Became a big fan of him. And then he had that huge pop cashing his Money in the Bank. And I was sold since then. He's been in my top 10, definitely.
I love the Spirit Squad. You're crazy.
Well, it's a great heel faction because it's just irritating enough that you hate them. Like looking at it now, I mean, it makes sense. They were unlikable.
Oh, I went back and watched some of their stuff, and now I can appreciate them. Appreciate how like cheesy and how how kiddish they acted. But back then, when I was like 7, I hated their guts.
You were 7?
In 2005, yeah, turned 8 in November.
Dolph Ziggler is about the same age as your dad, Devin.
Yeah.
He's 42 years old. How old's your dad?
43. Just turned 43.
See what I'm saying?
We got to do this every freaking time, don't we? We have to do this every. Hey, by the way, how's Erica?
Oh, she's fantastic.
Oh God!
Not after she finds out you drank her wine coolers.
Oh, she'll be all right with it. She's not a big fan of these ones, but these ones are Kirsten's.
What a life. What a
Everybody's
fucking
wrong.
life this dude leads.
Yeah, a lot of
The
pussy.
reason he can't go to Top Gun weekend, he'll miss out on the menage a trois every night, you know? That's why he's not going.
It's called a non-sexual poly relationship.
Oh, okay.
That's what Will Ferrell
All
is
that
for,
horse
you know?
shit.
All right,
Oh,
let's get this
it's-
thing
it's
back
all
on
fun.
track, huh? Hey, what do you think, James? You think this is too much of a focus on what's going on outside the ring in this match?
I kind of do in a sense because this was one of my favorite feuds, like the back and forth program between like Ziggler and Rollins. I think they had a shit ton of really good matches between, you know, these like couple months they were paired together. So just to see like, oh, it's on the outside of the ring. Oh, there's Drew. Oh, and here comes, you know, Dean Ambrose to make sure. Like, I mean, like, okay, if you do it 5 fucking times and then throughout the match, it's a bit much.
So, Adam, let's talk about the 3-minute and 24-second headlock. What the hell's going on here, man?
Rest spot and going over moves.
How long do you need to do this?
Was it really
Come
that
on.
long? 3 minutes?
Give us the sauce. I made it up. Just tell me how.
I must have missed it. I'm sitting there watching it again. But
It's over 2 minutes. I promise you that. It's over 2 minutes. And 2 minutes of sitting there watching, it's a long ass time. But do you think that this could have been like what are they doing? They really talking about what they're gonna do next for 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes?
maybe they probably rested a minute, but then kind of talking about what's going over. But I don't think they did the whole time. I think it did last a little too long if it was 2 minutes. But
So Seth went over the rope, hits hard onto the mat. The announcers are selling the shit out of this knee, Michael Cole. Ziggler with a crossbody rolls through Rollins rolls through it, but Ziggler reverses and sends Rollins outside the ring again. Both hurt. Mike, did you think that these ref counts were really, really slow?
Yeah, they were, but they were just playing with the match, I guess.
Exactly. Playing to the crowd, right?
I mean, yeah, and you mentioned when you were mentioning Dolph Ziggler's outfit, I noticed Seth Rollins, he had the one leg golden. Wasn't that his hurt leg?
I think that's what they were going for. I thought a 3CPO.
Okay, because I was wondering if they did it on purpose, like do something like that because that's his injured leg or something like that. And
You know, I didn't think about it. I noticed it was different. I didn't think about it. That's a good point. Something maybe we can look into. So Ziggler's selling the exhaustion, Adam. Is this too much?
knowing how good of an athlete they both are, because even during a match, they both talk about how much of a gas tank they both have. I think it may have been, but they stayed pretty high paced through most of the match. Because, I mean, but how long was this match end up being? Like 18 minutes, something like that.
22 roughly.
Yeah. I don't know if that
22
counted
minutes
ring.
of
I don't know if
high-
that counted entrances, but maybe.
22 minutes of high paced wrestling is a lot when you're in the ring, especially running and going out of the ring, you know, doing their dives and clotheslines. That one clothesline, the one suplex that they did where they went over the top rope, all that stuff, man, is just, it's energy. It takes a lot of energy. So I can imagine they were both out of breath here because 22 minutes in the ring is insane. It really is.
James, I have not seen any notes on this. I have not heard any podcasts on this, but is there any doubt in your mind that Dolph Ziggler is a fan of Shawn Michaels?
Oh, for sure. Hell, even all of his mannerisms kind of mirror it. And like exactly, you know, the way he gets up, obviously the way he tunes up the band, kicks, the way he reacts, like whips his hair the same. I mean, it's like a carbon copy almost.
Did anybody throughout their wrestling fandom think that Dolph and Shawn were stupid to smack their foot before they did the super kick because it's going to signal the opponent that it's coming? I mean, did anybody ever think that? I always
Yeah,
thought
and Seth, you know, stomps his foot, you know, in there, burn it down.
And Drew McIntyre, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
They're tuning up the band. No, you're right. You're right. There's a lot of setups, like to me,
Yeah.
like, all right, like maybe she's get out of the ring.
Yeah, right. Oh shit, he's stomping on the mat. I'm gonna, you know,
Wonder what's
roll
gonna
out for
happen.
him. Yeah.
they had to look and see what's going on.
So you have Rollins. He did this brain buster off the top rope. Mike, what'd you think of that?
The inverted suplex. That was some
One of the two moves. Anyway, incredible, right?
Crowd goes
Mhm.
ape shit when he
Yeah,
does
we know
that
how
the
they
two
go.
suplex thing. The crowd is going fucking nuts. And then it leads to a false count and then a standing ovation when the match's still going on. I thought that was really interesting.
So now at this point, James, did you forget maybe now these people are on the outside?
Well, yeah, once you get lost in the sauce, you don't really think about like, oh, this is happening, and then all of a sudden, throw Dean Ambrose into the table, and we're back to the outside bullshit.
Devin, what'd you think of the DDT on the apron to Ziggler from or the DDT from Ziggler on the apron?
Well, Seth sold it tremendously, I thought. But I want to add on your last question that James was talking about. I think that the two men on the outside, Dean Ambrose and Drew McIntyre, kind of helped this match stay in the ring. Like for most of the 22 minutes, like probably 19 of them were in the ring, in-ring action, not messing around on the outside like a lot of the wrestling matches on this card do.
So almost working like a lumberjack match in a way.
Yeah, kind of. Because the two men, Drew McIntyre and Dean Ambrose, would always just stare at each other on the outside and allow the other two men to gather and get back into the ring.
So after that DDT on the apron, this drives me crazy, Adam. The exhaustion again from Ziggler after he hits this move and does not capitalize on it. I know this is by design. As an in-ring performer, does this drive you nuts as well?
Well, didn't after the DDT, didn't Rollins went to the outside?
Yep.
Yeah.
And so I guess the only thing I can think of is here it is right here. It just builds the anticipation of, oh, okay, Ziggler's going to sneak out with a count out.
Oh, okay. But again, coach, how long was that count?
I got to 13 and the ref was like, his hand was going for number 10 and he pulled it back at the last minute. So fan wise, I went, whoa, but yeah, it was definitely 13 or 14.
Mike, what is Dolph Ziggler's finishing move?
No, I don't know. He has
Zigzag.
3 or 4 of them.
Zigzag.
There's three of them. There's three of them.
Yeah.
There's the zigzag. There's the
Super
famouser. There's the super kick. But guess what? Everyone kicks out of all of them. Guy needs a finisher, man. So the
Everybody kicks
zigzag,
out of super kick now. Everybody does. Because everybody freaking does it.
just saying, the guy needs to freaking close out a deal.
Yeah.
He needs to close a deal. He's not a closer. He's a great in-ring performer, but he doesn't close the deal. Zigzag is blocked by Rollins. Then there was a kick by Rollins. Rollins splash. The knees got up. Kicks out at 2. Ziggler gets a little cocky in the ring. He's talking. Ziggler missing the famouser. Go figure. Rollins. Then it was the move you guys were talking about. I was actually talking about another brain buster, believe it or not. But the Rollins off the top inverted suplex into the brain buster. Can someone please tell me how this isn't the finisher? James, how is this better than the stomp or not as good as the stomp? Like,
Crowd was ready for it, man. They popped huge for it too. But yeah, I don't know. I guess that's all part of the act. Get that hot set of moves and get that fucking false finish and yeah, get everybody up, down, fucking roller coaster.
Coach, what'd you think of the move?
I liked it. This match made me think of what AEW is today, because a lot of times people are complaining that AEW has so many false finishes and it's a spot fest. Well, look at this match right here in 2018. Great match, spot fest, a lot of false finishes, crowd on their feet, hype as hell. It works. So for the wrestling fans of today, they like that. I'm starting to adapt to it, and I like it as well.
Yeah. Well, what did you, Devin, you were in the crowd. What happened? Like, how good was it? Was it piped in or was that the real deal?
So there was some parts that were piped in, like especially earlier in the match. But no, this part of the match, everyone was involved. I remember I was on the edge of my seat watching. I've always been a huge Seth Rollins fan, and like I said, during this time, I loved Dolph Ziggler as well. So this whole match, I was on the edge of my seat.
Mike, why do you think this is not the finisher?
Because they had to do their own finish. I don't know. They had to have that excitement in there. Just
Gotcha.
the kick out of something of a big move. I mean, it happens all the time now. They do a big move and they have to do the kick out and have that excitement of the false finish. And then everybody
Adam.
bitches about a false finish.
Adam, how much trust goes into this move?
Oh God, a lot. Because if you're looking at Ziggler, you're putting almost everything into Seth Rollins because all Ziggler can do is just sit back. So he posts up on the outside post, but other than that, you're putting everything into Seth Rollins, making sure he don't slip, make sure he pulls him back far enough, make sure he times the landing right. I mean, there's a lot goes into that suplex from that rope. It's unreal. It's a lot of trust.
So something strange happened here. Rollins started bleeding, and I don't think it was on purpose.
No, he hard weighed. I just seen it. He just hard weighed.
So could James, what is this rubber gloves nonsense that the ref put on?
Well, ever since Magic got AIDS, man, the game changed.
A long time after that,
Those
right?
gloves are huge too.
Well, you got like what's that shit that like staph infection and all that stuff, from bloody mats. Yeah, a hell of a term.
Sure, I saw people slapping their hands on tacks recently
Yeah.
without gloves. I just want to know what you thought of that because listen, maybe it happens all the time. Maybe they just brought it to my attention because they said it. I don't remember that happening much. So yeah, I'm sure I'll get corrected on Twitter for this one.
Probably.
So buckle bomb into the corner. Now, Adam, real quick, does this buckle bomb, does that hurt?
It all depends on how you hit it, and it depends on if you whiplash with it.
Yep.
Because if you
I'll
hit
tell you what,
wrong,
it looks like it hurts. That's all I'm saying. It looks real.
it looks bad. I mean, but it all depends on how you hit it, honestly. But if you hit it too low, you could buckle your head forward. If you hit it too high, you could whiplash back. So if you don't hit it right, you can really mess somebody up.
Isn't this the move Seth Rollins put Sting out with for a
Yep.
little while?
Oh,
Yep.
great point. Great point. I forget about, I forget shit. We're all human.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happened.
And in a sense, it's kind of what put Finn down too on that SummerSlam match. He did it to the barricade, but same type of thing.
Ugh.
Yeah, I'm
After
surprised
he won the
Seth is still
Universal
doing
title,
it.
That's right.
I'm surprised he's still doing it too. It does
Yeah.
look like, it looks very pain. It just looks bad on your back. So
Yeah,
Dean
if you don't
handles,
time it right, it'll really mess you up.
Have you ever taken it, Adam?
Oh God, no.
Dean handles McIntyre on the outside with the dirty deeds. Called something else today, but dirty deeds right now. And then we have a super kick to Ziggler and into the stomp by Rollins. 1, 2, 3. Tremendous match. I can't put Ziggler over. I'm a mark for Ziggler because I as you could tell by the way this conversation went, I just don't think there's anybody better that he just sells it. He makes everybody look great.
So this was actually the end of Dolph Ziggler's 6th Intercontinental Championship reign. He's only behind 2 people, and that is The Miz and Chris Jericho.
Oh, you really the assistant manager,
Yeah, that's what I
Mr.
was
Jeff
about to
Jarrett
say.
doesn't have enough of these.
Stop giving Double J crap.
Y'all like the
Hey.
white Intercontinental belt right here?
Yep.
This guy busted my balls all the time about giving Double J crap, Coach. I still don't have that action figure, by the way. It is July, by the way. July, as we record this, 24th. I do not have that action figure, but I still love Double J. I don't care. By the way, he's doing 2 things this coming weekend. That's pretty cool for the WWE and for Ric Flair. So that's great to see Double J be able to do those 2 things. So again, I thought the match was fantastic. Did anybody have anything to add?
Did you like the white belt right here?
What?
The white Intercontinental belt. Did you like it, or do you like the black
Yeah.
strap?
I'm not a
White
belt guy. I'm not a
White belt all day.
I love the white belt.
Yeah.
I'm with you guys. My favorite Intercontinental Championship is this one right here, the old school with the white strap.
Hmm.
Probably gonna get people pissed on this. I don't own a belt, so it's just not my thing. But yeah.
Fucking Mark.
So I know that this match was all right. Right after this match, though, I have to say this real quick.
The
Renee Young-
Bellas.
Yes.
On my
Renee
TV
Young
right
in the
now.
back. Renee Young in the back introducing the Bellas. but they are talking about the first women's pay-per-view, which I thought was a nice callback in the archives, episode 13. So again, if anybody has anything to add, we can move on, but I love this match.
I got a quote,
Okay.
a really good one. I can't remember who said this. I think it was Corey Graves. But it was when asked about being reunited with Ambrose, Seth says it always feels right. So there you go. Seth always says him and Ambrose just feels right.
I seen recently in an interview that Seth Rollins had outside of the WWE that he said that he honestly doesn't see a Shield reunion until they're all getting inducted to the Hall of Fame.
I don't see Mox coming back. Do you?
No, and I don't see the other two ever going, across the pond to AEW.
I do.
Not after you read Mox's book. I mean, he really hated that end of the experience in WWE. And
I mean, never say never, right? But I could see Jericho coming back before him.
Jericho came back for Stone Cold's podcast. So I think he'd come back for the right price.
I think he'll retire there. I think he'll go in the Hall of Fame. Now that I've seen Cody go back, I mean, anything could happen. I mean, to me, that guy was one of the creators to me. So if he
Jericho said it multiple times. If he texts Vince McMahon right now, he'd get a response within 5 minutes. So we know they're still close.
Might not matter today, though, huh?
Yeah, that's true. I didn't even think about
Hey,
that.
Chris. Yeah, I'm just chilling at home. I don't know. Call Stephanie. Call Hunter.
Nick Khan.
Yeah, call Nick Khan. What a weird time in the business, guys.
Ain't that the truth? Speaking
Anyway.
of weird times, I guess that concludes that match. And now it's on to America's favorite segment. And actually, we're a worldwide podcast, so this could be a worldwide favorite segment. Waka 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 with Adam from Bama.
Why the fuck did we name it that?
Where the hell did y'all get that name from?
Waka Waka Waka.
So,
What a bunch of assholes we are.
so I got a couple of some great dad jokes, corny jokes, whatever you want to call them. So this one actually comes from Frank Bruno's dad, Mr. Frank Bruno II.
Oh.
So he says, why didn't the union want to unionize the cemetery workers? Because it was a dead issue.
Waka Waka Waka.
And why don't, and this comes from Money Mike in the group chat. He don't know I got it yet, but he'll find out. He'll hear it now. He says, why don't ducks fly upside down? Because they quack up.
Waka Waka Waka.
And then I found this one online myself. Why don't they play poker in the jungle? Because there's too many cheetahs. So that's a couple of them I like this week. So thank you for the entries, and I need plenty more. I got a couple more coming. I got Martin Nelson one for next week, so he got me a good one. But I still need a few more, so keep them coming, guys.
People love sending that kind of shit in. No? You're gonna have no problem at all.
I love them. I love them dad jokes.
Well, up next on the agenda, it appears me. And I got nothing. So, I mean, I already talked about, my issues and such. So, Rosie, you got anything you'd like to add real quick?
Well, part of it also with the movies is we're going to feature a TV show. And since I spent 5 days in Albuquerque, New Mexico for a basketball tournament, I decided to really do a deep dive into the locations of the TV show Breaking Bad. Many people rank Breaking Bad as one of the top 10 television series of all time. It aired from 2008 to 2013, and it centers around a teacher who ends up with terminal cancer, who, along with one of his former students, they come up with the ultimate recipe for the very best meth in all of the United States. And they mix and mingle with different characters, different gangsters, and throughout the entire show, it shows the relationship not only between teacher and student, but you have husband and wife relationship. You have brother-in-law's relationship with him and Hank, and the police atmosphere. And it was the spawn of the television show everybody's talking about today, Better Call Saul. So what I did was I went to 4 of the locations of the television show to get a feel for it. I went to Walter White's house. It looks exactly the same as the television show, except now they got about a 10-foot fence around the house because people are just driving constantly up and down the road taking pictures. I also went to the office of Sal Good, Better Call Saul's office. It's now a bar called Bourbon something or other. You know, that even made the dogs mad. And then the best spot was I went to El Pollo Hermano, the chicken joint.
Los Pollos Hermanos.
Yeah, Los Pollos Hermanos, which is actually called Twisters. It's a chicken joint in Albuquerque called Twisters. But they have a beautiful segment of the restaurant where they kept the original set. So if you like Breaking Bad, go to Albuquerque. You can see all the locations, check out all the stories. The locals are really hip to Breaking Bad and they love to talk about it. So I'll open up to you guys. Did you guys follow the show, and what was your favorite part of it?
Loved it. I think it ranks like in the top 3. I thought it's amazing episode or amazing series. Loved it. I don't want to give any spoilers away, but there's a
Yeah, because it ended in
There's-
2013.
well, hey man,
9 years
you
ago.
haven't seen it. Hell, you know, you're over here fucking drinking on the beach all the damn time. You
I
know,
didn't know I haven't. Who said I haven't seen it?
have you
Devin
seen it?
hasn't seen it.
It's a good
I have.
show.
I
It really
I
is.
watched the first 2 seasons and I stopped, and I'm sad about it.
What a guy.
I've
Yeah,
seen
yeah.
like random episodes because my best friend, well, my ex-best friend, he used to watch it all the time. And then like I don't know. I've never sat down and watched it myself.
It's fucking
Was that another one of your polyamorous relationships?
No. Just
I feel like I got to tread lightly on that one. I'm gonna let it go.
yeah. We can talk in the group chat about that one.
No problem. I felt I could feel it.
Feel the tenseness.
So my dad this is a quick hitter here. So we're getting ready to go out to dinner during this vacation, and my wife dresses up nice with the dress. My one daughter dresses up nice with this. My oldest daughter just has a t-shirt and like a skirt on, and my wife and my mom are giving her such a hard time about it. And then she changed. But then I'm looking at my dad. He's got a Walter White shirt on from Breaking Bad, and my son has an NWO shirt on. And my mom says to my son, "Boy, you look great." What kind of bullshit is that, huh? I just think it's so funny how women are judged differently, but I'm sure I'm in trouble for that one. Hopefully they don't make a little good of this episode. I'm going to continue watching the show, and my dad loves it. Everybody I know loves it. That's pretty much everybody's favorite show. It's up
Love
there.
it. A lot of good stuff there. A lot of good twists and turns, and the evolution of the Walter White character throughout it is pretty amazing. Like, it's a really good show. But I guess speaking of polyamorous and all this crazy fucking, Brad, what you got up for us next?
So this is the freaking change the record, right? We're not doing FMKs every week, are we? But I put it out there that we needed more FMK, and I'm getting them in my inbox. So we're doing one. This comes to us from, now you're gonna have to help me with the last name again, James. Mike Bober or Bobber?
Bober.
Bober. He sent one to us, and this is half of it is very different. Let's start with the first half. It is the American Pie edition. Not the guys, though. The guys are different. So this is just the women. So, Allison Hannigan, Mina Savari. Am I saying that right? Savari?
Sure.
Sure.
She was in a lot. And Natasha Lyon. Now, let's talk about who they were on the show. Allison Hannigan, she was in How I Met Your Mother and stuff like that, but she was the one from Bandcamp.
The band, the Bandcamp.
Mina Savari was the one that dated the jock, but she was the singer. Okay. And Natasha Lyon was the friend of the really hot girl. Okay. So she was the friend of what's her name. But anyway, Look her up. Look him up. Natasha
She's the friend
Lyon.
of Tara Reid.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Well,
So I know Devin is Googling as we speak because, again, are you ready, Devin?
Oh, I'm good. I've seen this movie multiple times. I just wanted to get the actors, fresh in my head. So I threw up Google. But
I already knew my answer too, but go ahead. I have a feeling I know the answers.
so I'm gonna start with who I'm marrying, and that's gonna be Allison Hannigan. I loved her in so many different shows, so many different movies. She's great as Lily in How I Met Your Mother, like you said. Yeah, I'm gonna marry Allison Hannigan for sure. Then I think I'm gonna have to sleep with Natasha Lyonne. She's redhead. She seems kind of freaky. I've seen her in a lot of different shows. She's always smoking cigarettes and drinking alcohol. Seems to like to party.
she was in Orange is the New Black.
Yeah, she was. She was also I can't remember the name of the show, but I just watched one show recently with her in it.
It's Leon. I said Lion, so I'm wrong.
I thought it was Leon. It might be. I'm not sure, honestly.
I just thought you were correcting me indiscreetly.
No, yeah, maybe. But and then out of process of elimination, really nothing against her because she's a beautiful woman, but Mina Suvari, she's got to go.
Wow.
It is Leon.
All right, Leon. I'm glad it happened
I
here.
happened to-
I want it to happen here.
Not on
What
Twitter.
does it happen here?
I had to
Because
do
now
on the
we're correct.
punctuation.
But I think I said Savari wrong, so it doesn't matter. All right, Coach.
Well, just based on their characters, I'm going to base it off the characters in their show.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. I'm going to F the athlete's girlfriend because if she's an athlete's girlfriend, she's hooked up with a lot of other athletes. So I would say that she knows how to get it done. One night stand, why not? I would kill the band camp girl because her voice is annoying. I couldn't deal with that for life. But Tara Reid, the friend, you can tell that she's loyal in the show. So I think she'll be loyal for life.
I am shocked. I am freaking shocked at how this is going. Mike, what do you got?
I am going to, let's see. I was looking up who they were. Is it Mina? Whatever her name is. I'm going to marry her because she's just drop dead gorgeous. I'm going to fuck Natasha because she's like a party chick. And then I would kill Allison because, like her singing and all that other shit. I don't know. I don't have a thing for her. I'm looking at her picture now. I'm like, yeah, I can kill her.
Adam, I know you're excited. Come on.
Okay, so I'm marrying Allison Hannigan because she's the freak, the band camp. I'm effing Mina Safari and killing Natasha Lyonne just out of process of elimination because Mina Safari just looks like she'd be fun. But who doesn't love a band camp chick? Those are the freakiest ones.
True.
Just not
That's
that I know
fast.
or anything. Not that I know.
James.
All right. I'm fucking Stifler's mom. I'm
Yeah, I'm
Nadia
killing
is
them
probably
all,
a
and I'm
marrying her.
effing Elizabeth, Shannon Elizabeth. Yeah.
Oh yeah. And fucking Tara Reid also. Let's see here. Man.
He had to purposely left those three out.
For real.
That's the game. I love it. I think the guy gets it.
I'm kind of with Adam on this band camp freak, man. I'm probably marrying her because
Hell yeah.
she's gets down with the get down, if you know what I'm saying. She can play my skin flute all day.
That's what
And,
she played too. Was the
yeah.
flute.
See?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I guess I'm fucking Natasha because she looks like the type of chick that would fuck me. Like meaning her like she's kind of the partier type of style. Like I could see me and her getting drunk and me actually getting lucky. I could see that. But then so I guess that leaves old Mina on the outs.
Wow. I am surprised at these answers. Now, listen, I am not competing with the flute on a daily basis. So, as we know from Bandcamp,
Compete. You allow it to join you.
all right, listen, I don't need to be shown up by anything, okay? Now, if we want to be shown
Ribbed
up
for her pleasure.
yeah, for one night I'll be shown up. I'm not going to be shown up for the rest of my life. I'm fucking her. That's it. I'm not going to be sitting next to this flute that's upright every night of my life. So that's out. I got mixed feelings about these other two women, and I'm gonna go. And here's where it gets weird, Coach. And you're right. I should be going by just character, but I think of Mina Savari from that movie American Beauty, and I get weirded out by that movie because of the way it kind of weirdly ended.
There's a lot going on in that movie.
Yeah. So I think it got weird. You thought she was like this slut, and then you found out she never did anything, and it got weird. And he was there, and I don't know. No, I'm out. I'm out with her altogether. I'm out. She's dead. Marrying the other one just because I can't deal with that movie. Weird reason. It's a weird reason, but it's my reason.
I think you killed 2 of them, Brad.
No, I married. I'm gonna marry the other one. I'm gonna
Wait,
marry
wait,
Natasha Leone the
Yeah.
third.
You gonna marry the partier, huh?
Yeah, I'm gonna marry the
Nice.
partier. Just maybe she'll leave me alone. I can just watch wrestling in the basement. She'll go find something. So now, guys, it's gonna get weird now. Okay.
like
'Cause
it
it's not-
hasn't before, but okay.
Nah, this is a little weird and a little risky. We're gonna go Vern Troyer, Brad Williams, and Peter Dinklage. Now, these are little people.
That's
I
easy.
looked at this for a week, and
That's
I'm wondering,
easy.
do I even say it? Like, I didn't know if this was okay to say or not. But that's what they are. So I know you're excited, Devin, because you usually text me daily about these situations. Go ahead, man. What do you
All
got?
right, it's Vern Troyer, Peter Dinklage, and who's the third?
Brad
Brad Williams.
Williams, he's a comedian.
No,
Brad
no,
Williams.
no relation. No relation.
I'm marrying Brad Williams.
Yes!
He's hysterical. He's gonna keep me laughing every single day. You know, he's really funny. I like Brad, and he likes wrestling too, so he could watch it every single week with me, every night. But Peter Dinklage, he seems like an asshole. I've only seen him in a few different movies, but if you've seen him from Elf, he freaks out at Will Ferrell in that, so he's got to go. And then I guess out of process of elimination, I'm getting with Mini-Me, Vern Troyer. We gotta have a fun night together, I guess.
Yeah, it is. I don't know why this is next level. Coach, what do you got?
I'll marry the funny guy. Vern Troyer. He's old, so I don't think he'll be able to get it up. So I'll F him because he might not be able to perform. And I'll kill the other one. That's my vote.
I wonder if that sentence has ever been said before. I'll F him because he probably won't be able to perform.
That's right.
He passed
right.
away 4 years ago.
Looking for a pass.
All right, Mike.
Lucha will help
All right.
with that.
Let's see. I'm going to marry, was it Mini-Me was that one guy, right?
Yeah, Mini-Me's Vern Troyer.
Yeah, that's right. I'll marry him. I will fuck the dude from Elf, because I kind of know who you're talking about there. And Brad, I'm going to kill because I don't even know who he is. So
That's all right.
that's mine. I didn't know who they were by their real name.
I think the less reasoning in this, the better. Adam?
I'd marry Brad Williams. I'd F Dinklage, and I had to kill Vern Troyer because he already passed away 4 years ago.
That's how you get my pass.
Let's try to just remember them in their best light.
Oh, okay. You said their real name, not their actor, so that's why.
That is true.
Let's call it Vern Troyer 2013. I don't. It's okay.
Okay, my answer still didn't change.
All right, James.
I'm oh man, this is a tough one. I guess Dinklage is on the out. He's the kill.
He
Man,
was so
probably
good on Game
gonna.
of Thrones, though.
Yeah, right. Everybody forgot. No one said that yet.
He's
I can't
so
believe that
good
hasn't
on
come
Game of
up.
Thrones.
That is
I haven't
not
seen it.
Game of
Haven't
Thrones.
seen it.
Yeah, so good.
We're gonna get ruined for knowing watching that one.
I
Yeah,
love it.
hey,
I read the
I will die on that mountain. I've never seen Game of Thrones, and
I've
I
watched
don't
it
care about all the
twice.
hate we receive. Shout out to the fans, but I've never seen Game of Thrones and really don't have any intent to watch it. It is what it is. But yeah, so Dinklage is out. I guess I'm fucking Brad Williams, and I'm gonna marry Mini-Me because maybe I can swindle up some like money with Dr. Evil, because that's a evil lair and all that stuff. So maybe I can be like, hey, I'll divorce your Mini-Me for that chump change.
And number 2.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna F. This is a weird one for me, but I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and fuck Vern Troyer. Just one night, maybe me, him. I think he's friends with Leonardo DiCaprio back in the day. They used to go to strip clubs together. That sounds like a fun night. Maybe we can get some more people involved and make this a little more interesting for me. I'm gonna kill Brad Williams for no other reason. I don't know him too well, and I don't really like the name Brad. Brad's just such a
I agree.
dumb name.
100%. I agree.
And then I'm gonna marry Peter Dinklage because I have read the Game of Thrones. haven't watched him, and maybe we can watch him together and have a nice little life together. Maybe he can act it out for me. So that's thanks, Mike. That's all I got to say. Mike Bober. Thank you so much for that one. You guys mind after that nonsense if I get some listener questions real quick?
Yeah.
I know we're going out of order. I don't mean to do that, but I like doing that demographic in Mike's meet a little later. So I think Zoe wanted to know what our favorite SummerSlam set was. I don't have an answer. Next. Go ahead.
Any set besides the one they got now.
There you
How
go.
about that?
I like 2000 because of the green and everything. That's when the Hardys and everything was part of it.
True.
Oh, that works. Yeah.
I
That's
like
good.
2000.
See, that's a good answer. I don't remember anything. I don't remember
Was that
anything.
the one
I
where they
remember
had
last show.
the thing swinging? They had the thing swinging coming down the ramp.
That's
on the side,
Backlash.
right? Oh, okay. Wrong
Yeah,
one.
but you can
Backlash
use it.
01.
We'll just use it. Who cares? That sounds great.
That's my favorite SummerSlam set, the Backlash 01.
Yeah, the Backlash is the best SummerSlam set ever. So I got one from Amy in private message.
Ooh.
How do you what? How do you- Shout out, happy birthday, Amy, 46. Welcome to the club. How do you think the recent retirement of Vince McMahon will affect SummerSlam? Or will it? What do you think about the chants and cheers for Vince McMahon when there is controversy surrounding him, allegations, misconduct, some possibly non-consensual? Do you think they should have waited till after SummerSlam to announce his retirement? Have a great show, guys. Oh, let's start with the first part. What do you think about the how do you think it'll affect SummerSlam?
It
Well,
won't.
we kind of
It won't, because the show is always more important than the person. That's the way Vince always thought. So even though he might not be a part of it, his philosophy is deeply embedded in the people that will be running that show.
I would
I
say
agree.
within the coming weeks it's going to change, but not by SummerSlam.
You guys all in agreement on that?
Yeah.
So this is the interesting one, the chance for Vince McMahon. And it's funny because I was listening to Busted Open Radio and they also felt that the fans just don't care. Do you think the fans just don't care?
No,
And that's why
Like,
they cheer for
they
him?
don't get. I think they don't think he did anything really wrong. He cheated on his wife. I
don't think we know enough.
Yeah, half the people in the fans are cheating on their wife. They're probably with their girlfriend right there at the thing right now. So
I mean, this isn't a new story, right? I mean, it is.
Right.
I mean, just saying in general, it's something we haven't heard before. Athletes all the time are involved in nonsense. We still cheer them later.
True.
Well, this could
Well, here's
be
the thing:
because-
non-consensual is the word. Non-consensual.
Yeah, that's
Right.
the tricky part.
Well, that's all hearsay. I'm not going to
Correct.
get into all that. But when it comes to the people today not giving a damn, I could see that because a lot of the fans today weren't raised or brought up on Vince McMahon being on TV every week, Vince McMahon announcing every week. So to them, he's just the owner of the company. But to us, Mr. McMahon is a character. He shaped a lot of our storylines where people today just didn't have that benefit.
Very true. I grew up with him as an announcer. Don't see him much now. But the final question was, do you think they should have waited till after SummerSlam, if I'm reading that right?
He announced it on the day he was not guilty on the steroid trial. So I think, and supposedly people knew like a week or 10 days in advance that he was going to do this. So kind of seems like he may have purposely waited for that day to be like, I'm out, like another, not guilty-ish type thing. Like I'm leaving, I'm done.
Devin,
And
you
there
think
was something
differently?
else very strategic about the announcement. The announcement happened at 4:05, 5 minutes after the stock market closed on a Friday afternoon.
Mm.
Oh, well, I'll give you that one.
So I know the stock dropped today. but maybe their thought was, I don't think it's going to drop as much because there's nowhere to buy or sell over the weekend.
Yeah.
Devin, did you have a different opinion?
No, I really don't know. I'm not sure. Vince McMahon, I grew up, he was only on the show like every, once a month maybe.
Right.
After he came back to face DX when they returned, I really haven't seen much of Vince McMahon since then. So it's kind of just like, I don't know. I don't understand why the fans are hyping up all this. We've seen them completely shit on some superstars who have had, allegations and stuff on them in the past. Vince McMahon, he should be held to the same standard in my book.
Adam?
I think it's just because they're diehards. I don't know. Other than him being short of killing somebody, I think they're always going to cheer for him because of everything he's done in the years. So unless he just goes and robs somebody and kills somebody, I think he'll always get cheered because it's Vince McMahon.
Mike? You have anything to add, Mike?
I agree. It's the same thing. It's
Oh,
Vince McMahon.
and as far as waiting, I know I can, like what Coach said, if it was right after the stock market, I think it was ratings to get towards, get people to look at SmackDown maybe that night. And I don't think it's going to affect SummerSlam. It almost did, but somehow or another they talked Brock Lesnar to come back in the building because he was talked about leaving because he said something about if Vince McMahon leaves, I leave. So they're able to get him back. That's what they were talking about in commentary. I thought. So whatever they did, because they was even talking about Goldberg replacing him for SummerSlam. Which
Right.
would
They
be
even
terrible.
brought up Goldberg on SmackDown. They showed the replay from
would've
when
been-
Roman and Goldberg were facing each other.
That'd have been horrible. I'd have been mad if I had tickets to go and that happened.
So I will say this, though. I don't think it was about before or after SummerSlam. I think this was a decision by the board of directors.
Yeah, I think they had to do it.
They said do it, and he decided this was the day. I mean, I agree with you with the timing of the day in particular. But I mean, there's NBC's involved with Peacock, right? You have Fox involved.
But you got to think he would want to come out and do his own retirement. Thank you, everybody, because he would be the type to be wanted. Do you think he'd want to do his own retirement if he wasn't made to do it already?
Would
Like,
you
you
say
think-
that again? I'm sorry.
Like, do you think he would be the type to want to come out and say, "Thank you, guys, but it's just my time to retire," to make a big deal in the ring, or do you think he would just, if he wasn't made to retire, do you think he'd have been more than just an announcement on Twitter? You
I
think
think
it'd
he was
be more
made
to
to
it?
it, and that's why it was an announcement on Twitter.
Yeah. I don't know if he would have went
I
to the
do
ring.
think if it was on his own terms, he would have done it in the ring. Yeah,
I got you.
Because he doesn't
that's
really
my
like
opinion. I don't know.
he doesn't like his own, he says not to mention him in the Hall of Fame speech, like all that type of stuff.
Yeah. I got you.
So I could see him walking out and doing like the then now forever welcome to SmackDown, and then like walking out and then be like, holy shit, that was his last time.
That's weird though, that he says he doesn't like to be mentioned, but then he went out those 3 times in a row and just did that. Like, I
I
still
think
don't
that's
know.
more of a power play on his, like,
yeah.
fuck y'all, this is my company, like, you know.
So what's officially the last time we seen him on TV? Was that introducing John Cena
Yeah,
for the 20th anniversary?
and I remember when he came out before that with Zol. Zol Lopez was on the Zoom with us, and he was like, the guy. I mean, Zol didn't know how to react because the guy said nothing.
Yeah.
He thought he was going to make some big announcement. He said nothing. He just said, and he had it together basically to the end of his own saying. Weird stuff, man. Anyway, that is all for the questions. We actually got to them, and I think we placed them nicely for once.
Right? And we appreciate all the questions and all the feedback. And you can also participate by leaving us a review, and we may even read it on the show. Maybe you may win something. Who the hell knows? And then we also have a merchandise. You can get some merch at the website is listed on our Twitter page. That is at Kickout Crew. Shirts are flying off the rack. Hell, we know a person that has multiple.
Yeah, shout out to Lindsay. She just tweeted, honestly, like probably 20 minutes before we started recording. Just tweet a picture of a Kickout Crew shirt.
Yeah, and I know my dad, he texted me wanting to buy one. So t-shirts are flying off the racks. We can't keep them in stock.
That's awesome.
And I guess the only thing left to do would be get a little demographic with old Devin and Devin's demographic. What you got for us this week?
All right, so I got a Devon's demographic that I'm honestly not sure if you guys will let me get through because I wrote it's about the origin of nitro drinks and nitrogen in
Jesus
drinks.
Fucking Jones, are you kidding?
So it all started back in the 1950s with Guinness beer. When they first came out, they decided to start brewing their drinks with nitrogen to make the smaller bubbles that create a better taste, a thicker drink. It was years down the road in 2016 when scientist Nate Ambers first had the idea of brewing nitrogen in coffee. To this day, Starbucks is still using that scientist recipe today. And then a few years later, in early 2019, that's when Pepsi started messing around with the idea of creating these Pepsi Nitros. And in March 2022, they had the idea perfected. They're able to make the original and the vanilla Nitro Pepsis. And now it's on shelves across America, in some parts of Canada and some parts of Mexico for us to taste every single day.
So, you have ideas of where you think this show's going to go, right? When you're having an idea, when you're talking to James in early April about where you think, I just cannot believe that we have literally put over this product as much as we have.
14 episodes.
We have not missed one. And I even did some bullshit and drank it. I didn't even know what it was before this. My wife did a run-in.
That video that you made on Twitter was great. Did you enjoy it?
No. It's flat. It's flat Pepsi. Am I wrong? We just opened it and it had no bubbles.
It was
So if we did have a
delicious.
sponsorship, we might have to cut this out, James, because I don't know if this is going to work out.
Shake it up next time.
Don't shake it up.
I mean,
Don't shake
I
it up.
kayfabed it. I kayfabed it for the video. But I wasn't grossed out by it, but I'd rather have a regular Pepsi, yes.
Then I'd have hiccups if I had a regular Pepsi.
Oh, God
The
forbid you
Nitro
have a few
Pepsi.
fucking
Drink
hiccups,
fucking
dude.
apple juice or something then.
Are you going to break out in hives? No, you have hiccups.
I'm waiting till it gets to the dollar store.
For real?
It'll be there soon.
Boy, we are hitting on all cylinders on the James's favorite things. We mentioned the Bellas, we mentioned Game of Thrones. Y'all jacked off about coffee. Now we're doing Pepsi Nitro. I mean, my goodness, this is.
Are you guys fans
This
of
is my
Guinness
all-time
beer?
favorite.
Are we fans of what?
Of Guinness beer?
No.
No.
You know the
No one
Guinness
likes
beer
Guinness
has
either?
less alcohol in it than Corona? Weird, right?
I do like
I
the
did not
car
know that.
bombs,
Yeah, I like car bombs.
especially if you follow it up with a shot of Fireball and it's called the Paul Walker.
Oh,
Man. Now that's not the waka waka waka. All right.
This is the TV 14. You know.
Hopefully everybody's already turned us off by now.
So
No.
is that it for you, Devin? Is that
Yeah, that's it. But
fuck
I
yes.
think you just came I think you just got the name of this episode. This is episode 14. Kick Out Crew Goes TV 14 finally.
There it is. Fuck, shit, ass, bitch, motherfucker, all that, all that stuff.
At least we're not corny.
Right.
All right. Please save us.
Speaking of corny, it sounds like it's almost time for some delicious meal. And I'm going to kick it to Mike for Mike's Meat Minute. So take it away, buddy.
All right. Well, today I am going to do a seafood lasagna. Now, what you need for this one is, of course, lasagna noodles. You need 12 ounces of cream cheese, a half a cup of Cajun broth, 2 cups of spinach, 1 jar of marinara sauce, or you can do the Alfredo sauce, whatever you prefer. 4 cups of mozzarella cheese, 1 cup of Parmesan cheese. You need 1 pack of crab meat, about the 16-ounce pack, 1 pound of shrimp, the small ones, that's already cooked, or you don't have to, and 1 pack of crawfish tail. And what you're going to do is you're going to do your noodles, either soak them in hot water, boil them. You cook your shrimp if you don't got the cooked ones already. and then you mix. I'm sorry, I lost my spot. Oh, mix the cream cheese, the spinach, all the seafood, and the Cajun broth together in one big bowl. And then you put your put a little bit of sauce in the bottom of the pan with some noodles, and you're gonna put your mixture of all your stuff and cheese down on it with another layer of noodles. And you can just repeat it as many layers you want. You can do 2 layers, you can do 3 layers, or 4 layers. Then you cover it, put it in the oven at 400 degrees for 40 to 45 minutes. You uncover it after that and bake for another 5 minutes just to get the cheese melted on top, get it nice and brown, and bring it out. Let it cool for about 5-10 minutes and serve.
What kind of cheese do you use?
Use Parmesan and mozzarella.
I like a ricotta, but I'll try it your way.
Well, you can use any cheese you want.
Do they have ricotta in your area?
I don't know. I have to look. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck that is.
It's like a mainstay in lasagna.
Remember, it's 2015 there.
Oh,
Yeah.
Ricotta.
ricotta cheese. Look it up. It's good.
I mean, there's
I
a
like
place
it
on
says
the road,
ricotta.
some they have like the big blocks of cheese that are like 100 pounds. But I don't know what the fuck's in there.
I love me
Yeah,
some
fine.
crab and some shrimp. I've never had crawtail. What is
Crawfish.
That's
that?
because you're from the
Crawfish
north.
It's like the miniature lobsters.
Oh, okay. I've tried that sometime.
Yeah,
Sounds
you can
great,
buy them in
Mike.
packs,
Thanks,
they're
I like crawfish po' boys. Pretty good. Little fried crawfish. Ooh.
I don't need
Probably
anything.
get it at Bucky's.
Another sponsorship we're missing out on.
Ah,
We got Nitro, we got Natty Lights, we got Bucky's. Amazing.
buddy, what are you thinking, man?
Well, it seems that up on tap for next week is
So we have one of 2 options. Now, listen, guys, next week we are going to be coming to you. Probably it will not be Thursday. All right. So you're hearing this on Thursday. It will not be Thursday the next week because of StarCast weekend. So it could be Friday afternoon or Saturday morning, just depending on editing and everything like that. We're not married to Thursday yet, but we wanted to at least let you know if you get real excited on Thursday morning and want to hear us on your way into work, it won't be there. Guys, I think we were talking Ric Flair.
Ric Flair.
Yes.
And then after that, which we will send out on Twitter, it may be an Ask Anything. Is that what I'm understanding, fellas?
Yes.
Like,
No,
That'd be
no,
fun.
James.
could be a Top Guy weekend thing,
Okay.
or are we clip showing? You know what? You'll just have to stay tuned to find out.
I'm glad I brought it up. I'm glad. All right, Ric Flair.
Yeah, Ric Flair is next.
Guys, our minds go. Everybody at home, our minds go a mile a minute. We do a lot of texting. Sometimes we don't understand what the hell each of us are talking about. So this is the only time we're actually all together, and this is about as
And
much.
the Ric Flair episode this time will not include AJ Styles or John Cena. Hopefully,
Yeah,
Yeah,
fuck
sorry
you-
about that.
Fuck you, Devin. We already do know the matches as well. We do. We are going to talk about, because of it is Ric Flair's last match this coming weekend when you're hearing this, we're going to talk about Ric Flair's other 2 last matches in WWE and TNA. He faced Sting in TNA, and he faced, of course, Shawn Michaels in WWE. We'll get more information out to you this week, but that is what we're going to do. So again, James, that's what's next week.
love it. And we appreciate all the feedback. So definitely chime in with your questions on those specific topics. You know, overweight Nate here plugging it. So I love it. Obviously we're all big fans of Rick, and can't wait to see how everything turns out. But that's a story for another time. So I guess this concludes this story today. Of course, I am at James Elkarai. You know, it's Kickout Crew at Kickout Crew. Appreciate I'm going to give everybody their moments to say their goodbyes, and then we'll wrap it all up. So Adam, you're up.
All right, you can catch me at Adam_from_Bama on Twitter. I get on Facebook every now and then, but you can also hit me up, DM me. We'll talk wrestling, talk about anything you want to, and send me those jokes. The more the better.
Exactly. And you can also catch him on Top Guy Theater. Good show, good people. Devin, you're up next. How can the people reach you?
So I'm Devin Dowling. You can catch me at DevinD19 on Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter.
Tinder.
Not Tinder. Absolutely not Tinder.
You better have deleted that profile.
I've never had one actually. But I just want to give a quick shout out when this episode drops. It'll be my little brother Isaiah's 10th birthday. So I know him and my brother Quinn have watched it a couple times. So I just want to say shout out to them too. Happy birthday, Isaiah.
Well, isn't that cute? Happy birthday. And I guess Rosie, you're up next.
Yeah, you can catch me at Real Coach Rosie. Hit me up anytime. I just want to say, since you're throwing out some congratulations, it's a bittersweet moment in my home because in 2 weeks when this show airs, my son is going off to college. I know Brad's going through the same thing coming up. It's going to be weird not having my oldest son, Ethan, around the house, but I'm proud of you, son, and big things ahead. Proud of you, buddy.
Hell yeah, it's good shout out. And we all are proud too. We're hella supportive here of each other. And Mike, you're up next.
You can find me at Whitaker1028 on Twitter. If you have any questions about any of my recipes, hit me up. I did tell Mr. Pyers I will be better at posting my recipes on Twitter when they're ready. So I will do that. And if you have any other questions about it, just hit me up and let me know.
And shout out to Anthony Pirates, man. That's big. He was one of the reporters last night in the media scrum for the Ring of Honor show. There was only like 6 or 7 reporters in there. And one of our ad-free top guys, Anthony, was in there hammering questions to FTR, Samoa Joe, and everybody. Congratulations on living your dream, Anthony.
That's good stuff. And Brad, take it away.
I am Brad at Yes Man Brad on Twitter. Anthony Pyers has been on the show. You guys might know that. Just brief moments. But yeah, I mean, all joking aside, congratulations, Anthony, on that. We're all really happy for you. And you're right, Coach. August 12th, I will be driving my daughter to West Virginia University. So that is something that's coming. But also, everybody, thanks for listening. Like, again, yes man Brad on Twitter. You can DM me anytime. As you can see, I'm open to suggestions on everything. So is James. So is everybody here. So we all we want to do is make this show better. So we all appreciate you listening.
Yep. Because you are the listeners and it is your show. We just happen to be here. And, Brad hosts it. We all know that. So, but it's your show. And I guess that's going to do it for us. Episode 14. Hell of a journey. Good to be back with the crew. And thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Check out our merch. Check out our YouTube. Check out our Twitter. Check us all out. It when life gets you down, kick out at 2, because that's what we do. We're the Kick Out Crew. Appreciate it. Everybody have a good week.
Thank you.
See you guys.